Stand by. The BRN goes worldwide at 6 a.m. Eastern.
Attention, BRN affiliates. Showtime in 90 seconds. Showtime in 60 seconds. "45 seconds. "30 seconds. The show will start in 15 seconds, and this is your last audible warning.
Previously on the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
I think maybe we got the Hunter Biden thing all wrong.
How's that?
I think maybe he's a pimp.
Oh, he's a pimp.
I mean, your dad's a president. You're smoking crack. You got guns, IRS issues, hookers. Maybe we got Hunter all wrong.
The only problem is that, he's not a member of Motley Crue, and he's the president's son, and we hold those families into a standard of a higher decorum.
Kind of like Jay with you. Mm-hmm. Are you the Hunter Biden of the Diaco family?
No.
Wow.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
I got to switch all the mic levels from Bubba 199 so that everybody's... I got two levels, Lummy. I got a show level and then a 199 level. Let me see how you're feeling today. Lummy, how are you?
Good, how are you?
You were a little bit early today. You and her are in here conjugating at 5:51. So, better.
I forgot.
You know better. First of all, you guys know I'm a nature of habit.
You're a nature of habit?
I mean, whatever. I'm a creature.
I like a nature of habit better.
I like you need to pipe yourself right on down to zero right now.
Yes, sir.
Because I don't know what your problem is.
Oh,
You come rolling in here at 5:51. Now, see, I'm a highly tuned machine, and I got like everything just the way I want it, and I'm at certain points of prep at certain times. Like for instance, I try to have all of your articles downloaded by the time Lummy and Rhett get in here.
Right.
So that after my 10-minute meeting with them, I got the final 20 minutes to try to rough in your articles based on, one, if I like them, if I'm going to try to talk about them at all, and then two, the order of importance, and then three, potentially what will be the thumbnail for the show. So I got a bunch of stuff to do. And I thought we had an agreement. I thought we had like an ongoing law. I think it was like a law. Maybe Lummy has it even. Well, it would probably be in the chapter.
It was thrown away. So.
It's been thrown away because this was a law probably that was established a long time ago. But I thought the sweet spot for co-host to come swinging in was like 58 to top of the hour. I thought.
What? No, it was. I think it was
57, 58 is what you said.
Yeah.
All right,
between
50.
56 and 58.
No,
You
Anna.
said 57, 58.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Exactly what you said.
Yeah.
So don't be past 58 and be right after 57.
Yeah, I mean, I think that I was pretty, I think that's kind of a rule.
As specific as it could possibly have been, I thought.
Right. Right. And so Numbnuts here, who, you can just oh my God, just the aura that just the vibe that she exudes when she's not either just when she's not when just something's not.
I was exhuming a vibe.
Whether it was there was maybe the road that getting here today was closed and you had to have a detour, or whether
I slept like hot garbage.
okay.
Just had,
so you come rolling
drinks
in
of
here.
Dion all night.
You came in here at 5:51. 5:51.
Can I make you know what? Actually, never mind. That's no defense.
Now, what you can do, if you can certainly come. The building's very large, in the fact that we have places for you to sit and wait,
Right.
or you can wait in your car. But if you want to be inside, okay, great. Maybe we should even have the news playing in the front room there, where you could sit down. You're certainly very familiar with our front room. That's where you eat, and you've hung out a lot in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And so hanging out in the studio is not an option. Not even entering the studio is not an option. So you come gallivanting away in here at 5:51, and I instantaneously can just feel that you're
My brain started short circuiting.
Yeah, so I hear her over there getting her stuff ready and whatever the hell she does before we start the show. And she's not just, she's not quiet about it. She's just
I thought I was trying to be stealth mode.
Stealth mode still means you're in my studio and I know that you're in here. And then, Lummy, you come in.
I had to. I saw her in engineering. I even told Rhett, and I go, "Why is Anna here so early?" And I saw that I forgot my water cup and it was in her spot, and she picked it up, and I was like, "Oh, great, it's gonna freak her out." So I ran to go get it from her.
See,
And I
I
didn't know
was
how
gonna
long
put it
she
in
was
the
gonna sit in there.
kitchen.
See, out of the whole chain of events, start with you thinking, now, what on earth did you think? Did you, honest to God, think that being in here at 5:51, I was just going to be cool with? Because you don't know me very well.
Yeah, it was a dumb move.
So no, I'm just listen.
In retrospect.
I'm not mad at you at all.
Okay.
I'm just saying you threw me off because I'm a very high-tuned machine here,
Right.
and I have specific times that I have to have things done by. I'm as hot mess as you are. I just happen to be the boss and run this show.
Right.
I have just as many mentals and chickens as you do. But try to be that guy. Try to be as messed up as you are in your head, but have to run things. You know what I'm saying?
No,
And you're
thanks.
looking California, Bubba. You are looking great.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
looking great. You sound
California.
Thank you.
great. Yeah, and you're kind of feeling and looking Minnesota right now.
Yeah,
You know that song?
Anna looks like Claypool, Indiana. She
I don't know what that means, but it's probably a bad thing.
an absolute armpit of society.
Yeah, well, now California ain't doing too good, so.
Whatever. Anyway.
Joke's on you, cuz.
No. First of all, I didn't proclaim myself to be California.
Sorry.
He did.
Yeah, so she's picking on you now.
Yeah, so just stop. So at 5, what was your mindset today? This is just asking for a friend.
Yeah, I'm probably
would-
more like durr. Well, I was thrown off because I didn't sleep well at all. I would say I'd be lucky if I got like 2.5 hours.
Okay, whatever.
Which is fine. It was I'm staying at my rich friend's place and it just couldn't get comfortable, I guess.
All right.
And which seems like the most like first world complaint ever. I'm staying in like a high-rise penthouse condo and couldn't get comfortable, but
Right.
whatever.
So far, nobody's really feeling sorry
No,
for you.
no, and I don't
It
feel
isn't
sorry
like,
for me
hey, I
either.
had to sleep on the bridge last night because I
No.
got thrown out of my apartment. So I didn't have a really good sleep. Sleep.
No, it was
the
just-
trucks that go over the bridge, just
They
really
keep you
are.
up.
Yeah, I
The
know.
semis are just second to none.
I'm not looking for sympathy here, but yeah. So I think I was just thrown off, and then it started raining a little bit. So before it got worse, I came in the building, and then there were not a lot of thoughts between, if I should stay outside of the studio or come in. I just thought I would drop my stuff off, which was dumb. So
Well,
I do apologize.
It's no problem. Just realize that it throws me off. Like
Right.
it throws me off.
Yeah,
Dan Worliton in here at 5:58. That's makes me happy because it's he's coming. He's here. right on time.
My job is to make you smile, Bubba.
And then Lummy, you roll in and thinking that, and I'm like, I actually said to Bo, what are you both doing in here? And then Anna's like, I didn't sleep too good last night. Lummy's like,
Well, when I actually came in, it was 5:57. The first time, I'm sorry.
No, you came in right when she did. You probably came in at 5:52.
Because I started messing with his cup.
Yeah, because I left my water cup.
So don't tell me that your first time in here
No,
was
I
5:57.
said the last time I was in here, like now.
I think
was
I actually
5:57.
at 5:52 told you to both get out of here, like leave. I think it when I asked Anna, what are you doing here so early?
Yeah, it was right about then. And then there was a symphony of like, sorry.
And then I think I said leave.
Yes, and we both did.
Yeah. Now, Lummy, you knew that was, now I'm officially thrown off.
Well, to be honest, and you can ask Macho, and I said, oh, crap, why is she in there? And I saw her pick up my cup, and I go, oh, now she's going to probably make a big deal about me leaving something on her desk. So I ran in there to go grab it because I didn't know if she was going to be in there the whole time.
Lummy, what you should have said is, she's in there at 5:51. Let me go grab her immediately out. And you come in and say, Anna, you need to get out of here.
Okay, I will do that from now on.
Are you that much of a pussy?
No, I just wasn't sure if I didn't know if you guys had a meeting.
No.
I didn't know. You can ask them. I literally was surprised.
When am I going to have a meeting with her?
I have no idea.
And any meeting that I would have with her would be after the show. She's not a pre-show meeting kind of person.
We all were surprised she was in
Is
there.
this a diss?
No, it's
Feel
just
dissed.
No,
You're a post-show girl.
There are some people that you just would want to meet before the show, and then there are some people that you just want to meet after the show.
I'm just happy you want to meet with me at all at this point.
No, I do have to speak to you about something privately.
Oh, I do too, actually.
Oh, good. Then we can do it today if you'd like.
Do you want me to text it to you?
Yeah. Well, text it to me so you can get my general. No, I can't text. I can't text when I need to talk to you about. I cannot. Oh no.
Oh, that's
Not the
I
head.
don't know if that's
not
good or
the
bad
headspace.
or
Not the head. It's not bad. It's just
not good.
Just different.
If you were if you were to put it in a category of good or bad, which one would you put it in?
It matters who you're talking to. I mean,
That's bad. That's bad.
It's bad for you.
Maybe bad for you and good for everybody
Good
else.
for Gabby or whatever.
No, it's not Gabby. It might be, maybe it's Meredith. Maybe she reached out to me. I don't know. But did you text me what yours is about? I thought you were going to text me what yours is about.
She's trying to find her phone in her homeless pack.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
So Anna, from now on, if anybody that is scheduled to come into the studio at 5:57 or 5:58, now 5:59 you're too late. So 5:57, and the thing about it is you have a reference point. Like I actually think that if you have an iPhone, your iPhone is dead synced up with our timer because we have Mach, aren't we on a national GPS? North Pole, McGillicuddy, naval, the correct time in the world deal, our computers.
Confirmed, sir.
Yeah.
And it's to the second.
Yeah.
It's actually to the second on my iPhone.
Right. So, okay, here's Anna's deal here. Anna. Oh, today?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, that's great news.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
She's having a baby.
No.
I'm just kidding. No. Mm-mm. So that's good?
If you're
It's
pregnant,
polluted.
I'd be like, oh my Jesus.
No, I'd get rid of it. Don't worry.
Would you really?
I don't know. Probably.
Really?
Probably.
God, you're evil.
I don't think you would.
You're almost 40. You only have about 4 shots left of getting pregnant, and you get pregnant with someone that you really like, and you're just going to flush it?
Yeah, because she's like, man, this isn't going to hurt. This isn't going to help my career at all.
Aren't you pro, till viability?
Me?
No, Dan.
I'm pro, life is important, and if somehow
Oh, Jesus.
your
think
crazy ass is able to produce life, then I would preserve it.
Dan, man, that's
What?
not.
Would be a
that's,
smart kid with gray hair. I'll
wouldn't
say
be
that
a-
much.
Wouldn't be necessarily what's best for the program, you dumbass.
I don't know if it's best for the program. Are you kidding me? It'd be fun to bust on pregnant Anna.
No, it wouldn't.
I'd be such a mess.
She would be horrible. I had to fire her.
Well, it's
And then
coming
the
anyway.
next thing you know,
Meredith. Hey.
Yeah, you know what? She's already had her kids.
Yeah,
she's
she's
not
done.
having. She's probably. You know what?
Two
I
and
bet you
done.
she got her tubes tied. That'd be great.
Yep.
Oh man. Bonus if your tubes are tied. Phew. I mean, employers can give bonuses anyway. I mean, right? I could literally say if you have red hair. Oh no, then I already got one. If you were a 7-foot African American man,
bonus.
I'm going to give you a $1,000 bonus for signing on here at the BRN if you're qualified enough to make the show.
That's the 7-footer bonus. You've had that in place forever.
Yeah, exactly. It's a 7-footer bonus. So if you're a female and you happen to be considered for a job here at the BRN and you're hot as hell and your tubes are tied, well, that gets you an extra $1,000 sign-on bonus.
Woo! I'm tying mine tomorrow.
Anna, your body language looks defeated. Look at your shoulders are hunched in. You're just now. What's wrong? Is it like first of all you came?
I just slept poorly.
Next time, just go to this green room and wait and look at your little iPhone and see when it's 5:57, and then just start running. Getting in here.
Do some push-ups and pull-ups and flex. Get pumped up.
No,
actually, Anna,
I am so sore.
I don't need a meeting.
Did 4 hours of jujitsu on Saturday.
I have to. There's another thing that has to happen.
That's crazy.
So there's a 50-50 chance that I don't even have to have a meeting with you. So I'm not going to have a meeting with you until I have to get an answer from somewhere else. So
plenty of time for mental breakdown for Anna.
Let me just tell you this.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you this. With the meeting I'm going to have for you, she's career lazy.
Is Seth back?
No, Seth's not back.
Oh no!
No, I was reading.
You just bust through the door right now.
Carlos Mandinko said that you're.
Yeah.
Career lazy.
So what if Seth did come back? Would that flip you out?
Probably.
Why? Why would it flip you out?
I mean, I'd learn to deal with it, but I'd be surprised.
That's the only answer I needed.
All right. Oh God.
We're always making constant changes. I'm looking for Meredith.
Is Meredith looking for you though?
No, I don't know yet. I don't know. I mean, we've had some conversations, but I think she's doing so. Yes, we had text.
You ever heard phone number?
Yeah. But she's doing so well over there. And they're really paying her pretty good money now that they threw on the 98. She's doing middays on the classic rock station. Right. So she's really become quite valuable over there, and they're paying her a lot. Yeah. And she's got health insurance and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. Like she's. I don't know that I could pay her what she's making over there.
So what's the leverage point for you?
I don't have a leverage point.
Oh.
Meaning I probably just gonna have to be a fan of her work.
Oh, okay. I thought she was vying for a job here.
No. I mean,
just got to stalk her on Instagram.
I talked to her and I was like, hey, I'd love to hire you, and she was like, yeah, I heard that on the radio, or she's probably on our YouTube or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I said, but I'm sure things are going good over there, and she's like, they are, and then we kind of talked a little bit of numbers, and I think she just signed a new deal. They gave her a new deal. With the
new contract,
a new deal with the midday, kicker.
Oh yeah.
So I think she's got a new deal. So she's not even available for like 3 years. So at that point, I'm like,
yeah, she'll be spoiled kids by then, right?
She's under contract.
Yeah.
So she's under contract. So just she knows that I like. One, that I think she's sexy as hell.
Yeah, well, that's a given.
She just watched my stuff, and two, I think she's very talented. And if something would happen to happen over there, I mean, that's how I've gotten. I haven't stolen any radio personalities away. I've been the halfway house for those that have gotten fired.
You're waiting for the fruit to fall from the tree, and then you catch it on the way down before it hits the ground.
Sorry you had to catch me.
Let me just talk. Let me see. Who was our very first? Well, probably.
Well, you said Jabberjaw, right?
Huh?
Jabberjaw?
Yeah, Jabberjaw. Mm-hmm. And then Rob Gargiulo.
Mm-hmm. You didn't say Hurricane too, right? Or no?
Hurricane, yeah.
Yeah.
Hurricane. So Jabberjaw, Hurricane, Gargiulo were all from another radio company.
Shannon.
Yeah, Shannon. And
Drew
then,
Garabo.
Drew.
We caught him when he was falling.
Right.
And you pulled him right back up.
Did you say Seth?
No, I haven't even got to Seth yet. I haven't even got to Seth.
That's modern era.
Lemmy, are you writing this down? Are you writing this down, Lemmy?
Yeah.
So we got-
Would you count
first would probably be Shannon. Second would be Drew. Third would be, what are you saying, 25?
No, I was saying Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw,
Carl Harris.
Yeah, Carl Harris left iHeart. Carl, God, you guys are getting me all screwed up now.
Sorry.
All right, so give me the list you got so far.
Shannon, Drew.
Hold on, slow down. Slow down. Anna's already pissed me off.
What?
Sorry. All right.
Shannon,
Right?
Drew, Jabberjaw, Carl Harris, Hurricane, and then that's it for right now.
Gargiulo.
Oh, yeah, Gargiulo.
Seth. Anna.
Seth. Anna. That's it.
Well, Rhett left, but
Brett. Well,
Twice.
Rhett
left
would
the other place.
but he's from another radio
Yes,
station.
yes.
So Rhett
Wasn't pushed out.
So 9.
Wow.
9, Lummy.
Yeah.
So I mean, and none of those, came from they had, you're at Cox and you're, I pulled you off of there. Because I think everybody's done. Did you have a contract or was you just have a gentleman's agreement, Anna?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no contract.
Yeah, no contract.
And then
you never
John
had a
Brennan-
contract?
what did-
No,
no.
and
Really?
most people don't. Most people on the radio.
part-time.
Most people on the radio don't even have contracts.
What did John Brennan say? He was like, it was a slap in the face. This is what I heard through the grapevine. It was a slap in the face when she started working for Bubba the Love Sponge. I was like, it was a slap in the face when you fired me over a tweet, you idiot.
Yeah, what an ass.
No,
Does he not want me to work ever?
It can only be a slap in the face if you left me. If you left them for me,
Correct.
Then I can understand where they could say, that's a real slap in the face. Go and work for that dick.
They
but
literally
if you
shoved me out, kicked me out the door,
did you not?
deactivated my e-card, and then got mad when I got another job somewhere else. Get out
Right.
of here, scram.
Would you count Tuttle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you count Colton?
No,
he never worked anywhere else.
Tuttle. So add Tuttle. So there's 10. I know you're writing them all down.
Yes.
So yeah, certainly Tuttle.
What about Dave Rice?
No, I think he'd already quit. Yeah, I'd put Dave Rice down.
All right.
Hell yeah, 11. So something has to something has to fall on a. I mean, I even have to have a meeting with you because it may not even work out.
All right, well, now I'm real freaked out. So
Well, but none of which involves getting rid of you. Like
you just want more of me?
no,
No, just kind of sharing your mic.
no, not Dan. You don't even know what I'm gonna. You don't even
I'm just trying to figure out.
like Dan doesn't even listen. To this is so close to my chest that Dan doesn't even know.
The
Lummy, I
only
don't-
one that knows is nipple and him.
Lummy, I don't think you know either.
No, I do not.
So
All right.
literally no one knows?
Nobody knows this.
Can you tell me who knows besides yourself?
Merch Crick?
Anyone else?
I don't think I asked the I think the council knows.
Oh, so 50 people.
No, the council's like 22 people.
Oh, that's it? All right.
24 people know. 2
A
dozen.
cute 24.
And Dan's not even on the council
Nope.
because Dan's my friend, and I should have had this. I was probably going to have this discussion with Dan. I just was gone all weekend. He was busy all weekend. I mean, I know you had your football team won on Saturday, right?
Hell yeah, I got you a playbook too.
Oh, good, thank you.
Nice.
And then
And you know what? I'm sorry.
No,
we'll
go
talk
ahead.
about later. We'll talk about later.
no, you can't do that. So you know what? Because as squirreled as we get, you think we're going to talk about it later? You think you're going to remember, what you said to me at 6:21, saying, you know what? Hell no. So we might as well get it down now. What?
Well, I started off with the Bubba game plan, and then I let myself get away from it for a minute, and we ended up like down 13-7 at the half. And I started the second half with the Bubba game plan again, and we ended up winning 27-13.
I'm just telling
Oh,
you.
nice.
I'm Coach Bubba Prime.
Yeah, but it works. It works. But no one was catching him. The first 7 balls were dropped. I'm like, guys, you're gonna lose if you can't catch a freaking pass.
Speaking about losing, how about our friend Dion?
It was the same thing. Going into the half down and then coming back
Yeah,
from
but
behind.
you weren't 23-point favorites going in.
Yeah, I was.
Were you?
Yeah.
All right.
So it was very similar. I got my gold whistle like
So
him.
you're saying you knew the team that you were playing was like crappy, and you
Right.
guys should have killed them,
Right.
45-0,
Right.
and they had you on the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I mean,
I felt very similar to Dion. I understand his plight.
speaking of which, since we've all met or been together, Friday at 10 o'clock being our last show, I had Dion on.
Great.
For a great interview. Yeah. If you want to go to our YouTube channel, I think, and this was this is Friday at 12:45 in the afternoon. Now, he'd already done like Stephen A. Smith, I think Pat McAfee, ESPN. Like he'd already done five
News,
five. He'd already done
Interviews.
5 national live television and/or radio. But I think all that. I don't think he did any radio. I don't think he did any radio, Lummy, at all.
Real radio? No.
He did 60 Minutes even over the weekend.
Yeah. Now, I think that's all taped, though. I think. Or did it seem like it was live?
It seemed like he had just won his game.
No, I think he won that Nebraska game.
Is that what it was? It was from that
Yeah, because I
win?
think they definitely would have talked about what happened at that game.
Man, I got to tell you. Yeah. So here it is. I'm at the track we have a Bubba 199. I literally take my sleep medicine on the last hour. By the way, you did a great job.
Thank you.
You did. That's probably why I'm not so mad at you, is because you nailed it.
Thank you so much.
So much.
Appreciate it.
Good job.
And that was the last day for people to get their money in. And so
I was so disconnected the entire time, but it was a good one? Question mark?
Yes.
Great.
Yeah, we and we like it too.
Okay, good.
We like you being disconnected from us, and then us listening in on you, and you not knowing what we're saying about you.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it's the best. It's the best case scenario.
The only time I knew that was happening would be when people would turn around, look at me, and just start laughing.
Oh, we weren't. None of us were ever laughing. We were just saying how good you're.
Oh,
doing.
awesome. Good.
Couple people dropping 2,400 right then.
That's
and
what
there.
I heard.
We had this one woman. She's a woman and lives in South Tampa. I've never heard of her. And she just lays down $2,400 like at 8:30. I'm like at an hour into it. I think we had 4 people on Friday, Lummy. None of which maybe 3 out of the 4 we've never heard from. Maybe one we had. As somebody we've heard from.
Yeah, it was Highway 73. We never heard of 911 bail bonds.
Never heard of
that woman, and then Cracker Chris got in there.
Yeah. So Cracker Chris we know of.
Yes.
So 3 brand news. Just laying it down 2,400 last day. That's awesome. Those are 3. You expect, the Mitch Luceridis and John Costekas and the Creatines and the Big Reds, and the Eggs and the Whizzes and the Kitty Prices and the Airtights and the Landers and just
the ones that are always
the
here.
Cable Dog.
Yeah.
The whole you expect that, but just to get. One of which was a woman that lives in South Tampa, Florida, likes the show so much that on the last day she got her 2,400 in last minute, so that that's the ultimate form of being, Bubba Army royalty. I mean, that's the ultimate form of Bubba Army and supporting the show that way, that you get to come to BARP, you get the ring, you get the festivities. Like, those are the people that really, really keep us on the air. 90, probably 5% of the rest of the Bubba Army, which we don't care. We're appreciative, don't really contribute financially. And we don't expect that. We don't expect it at all. But you do contribute by going to our, Facebook and to our YouTube and to our locals and to our podcast and to buying merch and, there's a lot of other ways, just listening to us through, iTunes and listening to us through TuneIn, Lummy, and listening to the commercials. And we're soon getting ready to relaunch BubbaArmyRadio.com, right?
Yes, we are.
BAR. We're getting ready to relaunch that. That's going to be an unbelievable aspect. You can be a subscriber to that as well. So there's other ways. You don't have to be some hot South Tampa chick. That just lays down 2,400.
Right.
And you can that's great. You can be her, but you can also just be the person that goes to our various places that we distribute content and watch it, and sign up for it and subscribe to it. Most of which, like the subscription to YouTube, it's free to get a free subscription. You just hit the subscribe button, and then all that really does is notify you when we got brand new stuff that comes out. So thank you for everybody that participated on Friday night. Anna, you did a great job.
Thank you.
So anyway, Saturday night. So Friday, I have an interview with Coach Prime, and he's already done like 5 or 6. He's already done. Oh yeah,
hold on, here we
5
go.
or 6.
That's fun.
Damn it.
So I wanted to get
Oh, look at you wearing the Prime shirt.
Yeah. So this interview, I'd watched a few interviews that he did, and Lummy, you had too, and so had Rat.
Yes.
And it was just football stuff.
Just a basic interview about football.
Right. And I think out of all the interviews, from 60 Minutes to Pat McAfee to Stephen A. Smith to The Rock to just College Game Day, I think that this is the only interview that he did where it sounded like two friends that were talking.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Just two friends. And, which just goes to show you how close we really, really are. It was a really special interview. It's available on our YouTube and I think our Facebook. Go to both at the Bubba Army, and watch the Dion interview. Here's a small portion of it.
You don't get striked if you play it, right?
What?
You don't
No,
get
it's our
striked
stuff.
if you play your own stuff?
No.
You wouldn't think so. It seems like the parameters are so weird.
No. Dan, shut up. It's your skag. I was supposed to ask you from Randy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, tell him, first of all, much love, hats off. Bubba the Love Sponge comes through once again, like you've been coming through for 100
Hey,
years.
remember what like, I don't know how many years ago, you called me up. Sponge, what? I need a dirt bike. What do you need a dirt bike,
Yeah.
man? Black guys don't drive
Yeah,
dirt bike. I'm like, black guys don't drive dirt bikes, Dion. My kids,
Right,
my
right.
kids. Okay.
And you had one for Shador, and Shador loved it. I mean,
I just think about this. When Shador was like 10, Lummy, I got him a dirt bike through the Power Sports of Tarpon, like whatever that, I forget what the hell that place is called.
It is, Power Sports on 19.
Yeah,
right?
Power Sports on 19.
Yeah.
I got him one.
you had
Nice.
it was hooked up. It
I
was
know.
hooked up.
I know, and then I'm always your connection man. So
Now we got to work back on the van. We got to get back on the custom van.
And by the way, I got a Chevy Explorer van done, Lummy,
That's awesome.
and I'm supposed to be finalizing that. I texted you. 9 passenger, brother. No, so anyway, had a great interview with
It was
Dion.
awesome.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed it.
If you got a chance to go watch it, just go to YouTube, and it's right there on our YouTube, and I think it's on our Facebook as well, both at the Bubba Army.
I found it funny, though, that when you brought up the soup story with his teeth.
Yeah,
I don't think
'cause the
would ever.
grill.
I don't think
He was actually at my. He had just got his brand new implants, right?
Yeah.
And they were super super. So all he could do was have basically on a liquid diet. So I'm literally on the air at work, and he calls me up on my cell phone, and because he's listening to the radio, and he knows I'm in the middle of a commercial break, and he goes, Sponge, what? He goes, you got soup? I go, yeah, it's in that pantry where I told you. He goes, oh, I'm in the pantry, and I see the soup that I want, but I don't know how to make it. And I go, what do you mean you don't know how to make it? I don't know how to make soup. I go, and I didn't have any, but I wasn't living with, I didn't have a woman with me at the time. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't with Nikki or
You had
Heather.
a revolving door for that.
Yeah, I happened to be just. I had a bunch of chicks, just
Right.
none of which lived there.
Yeah, your
And
towel
so-
said next.
Right, so I couldn't called Heather up and said, hey Heather, go down to the pantry and can you fix Dion some soup? And so I'm like, Dion, well, first of all, do you see that can? And this is I'm in between commercials here. I go, see that? There's a can opener. Can opener. I swear to God, he led such a sheltered life, and Connie, his mom, had taken such great care of him that he really he didn't know how to cook. And so he opened up the can. I said, now, underneath the stove is pots and pans. Get a pot and dump that in there, and then go to the sink and fill the can full of water. And I think it was chicken noodle or something.
But yeah, tomato soup too, or
something.
Yeah.
I said, then put the burner on halfway and stir it for about 5 minutes. And he's like, okay. I wasn't even going to get into the microwave deal.
Yeah, geez.
Putting a microwave-friendly bowl in there, and it's not going to pop everywhere.
Make sure you cover it.
Right.
Make sure you cover it. We just went old school on the soup deal. So yeah, that was on there. A bunch of great things were on there, and Dion is everywhere. And so the game, Dion's big game, Saturday night. So I'm at the track all day, and that track, my Bubba Raceway Park, that track, from the hurricane, whatever, Habib to just all the torrential downpours, hard rains are the worst for me because all of my material slides down. And my grader, as an older grader, it doesn't have, you just can't get, like if I had a new grader like Lummy, like a brand new badass Cat or a John Deere, I could literally go right down at the bottom and get a blade full of that heavy ass clay and run it right on up. Not with little old Betsy.
How much time would you save if you had a brand new one?
Half?
Wow.
50%. It took me 10 hours. I spent 10 hours between a skid steer and a grader. 10 hours trying to get that track shaped in so that we can race. Now, don't forget my races are not. I have to go there a weekend before Lummy in order to get it ready for, next Saturday night.
Yeah.
So
how much is that machine? Like a new one?
Oh, like 300,000.
10 hours.
You gonna talk to Steve?
Nope.
No.
It's like 10 hours, Bubba.
Dan says looks like you're spending 10 hours,
yeah,
buddy. Yeah. It's maybe even more. No, probably even more.
Really?
I mean,
even used a couple hundred?
Oh, yeah. Send me like a 2024 type in Cat 2024 Cat grader. The best. I don't even know what it would be. Like I know with bulldozers like D6s and D7s, but I don't even know what. Maybe and I know like on excavators like a 349, but I don't know what graders, how they grade the graders. I know bulldozers are Ds, and a nice Caterpillar excavator like a big 349, but I don't know what a big Cat grader.
I typed in what you wanted. I sent it to you. I didn't know if you wanted to go to cat.com or.
Yeah, they won't give you a number.
Yeah.
No, you don't think they'll give you a number?
No, you got to request a price.
Yeah, you got to request and have a salesperson call you.
Well, there's got to be.
Broker.
Well, that's what I'm going to look for.
There's got to be like a used 23.
Or 22 or 21.
Yeah, I guess a motor grader 24.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or just whatever.
All right.
Like what does there's got to be somebody selling a used motor grader like that, Dan, right there. Like, what is this? This is a is
that the 24 motor grader?
Yeah. Hold on. This says what? Yeah, motor graders 24, 535 horsepower, 161,000 pounds. Dan.
It's about 525,000.
Yeah, 525,000. But if I had that, man, I get the track done in about 30 minutes compared to 10 hours.
I sent you it's 35, but I sent you a link for a auction site with them.
Oh, that has these?
Yeah.
Maybe we can get us an auction one, right? Hold on here. Do they have prices on them as well?
Yep.
Let me see here. Boom. Here we go. Yeah, look at Dan.
I can't see.
Let me throw it over to you. I'm going to get to you. I'm going to get to you.
Oh, wow.
$525,000.
Those wheels.
200. There's one that's only 28,000.
I don't think you could use that's a skid steer.
That's a skid steer, Dan. That's not a grader.
He's an indoor dog. Cat.
That's a skid steer.
Skid steer's that much cheaper?
Well, Dan, it can't really do much.
Tiny.
It's just a little.
You're just.
It's just a little
Dan,
Caterpillar.
Dan, you're just scooping stuff up and moving.
That's like a pool bulldozer.
Yeah, that's no.
That's how they dig your back pool.
This is the kind of things I'm looking for right here. Hold on here. I don't even see. Other than that very first one.
Yeah, I think there's only two of them, and one just said auction.
Right. So, this is what I'm looking for, Danny. Right here. Boom.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's $500,000?
And that's a 1999 one.
And it's still $500,000?
Hold on. Here's a 96. This would be pretty badass. But a 24H, that's Cat.
That's huge.
Oh, that would be exactly what I wonder what that cost.
Oh.
I wonder what that thing costs.
Wow.
Probably.
But that's real commercial, industrial.
Well, mine is too. It's
Right.
just an 82.
Oh, and just not strong.
Just when you thought you knew the real deal, they pulled a fast one and duped your dumbass. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will return after these words.
Thank you, everybody. Is it Big buck.
Are you open to trying other protein bars? Have you heard of Bear Bells? It's pretty good.
You should make a picture of it. What's
Yeah.
it, Rudy?
The cookies and cream is the best. It's really good. I had it.
Barbells? Bear bells? Like
Bear
barbells?
Bells. Yeah, I guess it's barbells. That
It's
makes
a little
sense.
overshadowed by
Bear
the
Bells,
house,
barbells. It's really good.
Bear bells. Okay. Where are you buying them? Grocery?
I saw them at Trader Joe's, but you can get them
Right.
online anywhere.
You're not allowed to shop at Trader Joe's.
You're not allowed to. This is for poor people.
I don't know. I just hate the fucking bullshit fake stuff they make of everything.
Oh.
What are you talking about?
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's, how
Oh,
they make
like
like a Trader
Joe's
Joe's Fruit Loops and a Trader Joe's,
Yeah.
you know.
You
Like
mean
the-
they make their own branded stuff?
Yeah, it's
it's
like
like-
Chex Cola, man. It sucks.
You mean like Publix does?
Yeah, like
Uh-huh.
Cookie Joe's and instead of Oreos and yeah. They
And it's a bullshit name.
Yeah. And their parking lots fucking suck. All of them. They're too small. Products.
There's a still there.
See if we
I
can
mean, I
get
didn't
it.
know they were real.
Fish
but
on J, 25 on the cash app.
They look an awful lot like the items we see in the movies.
Plants. I don't want plant.
Let me don't forget I need to send a link to Jesse.
Nice and sweet.
Yep. Macho Man is
Pumpkin JoJo's.
on it.
It's such bullshit. It's like Oreos.
Yeah, chocolate vanilla cream
Yeah, bro.
JoJo's.
Oh. What? 3.
Three.
You can't beat it. You can't
Huh?
beat it.
They can't beat it. No. Especially unless the guys keep dropping their fucking balls.
But if they won their routes right,
Yeah.
They don't have drops.
First quarter, first half of the first half, they can drop. But my best receiver broke his finger, so he's got a splint on. He's trying to catch it with a fucking splint on.
You should have
Pretty good prices though. JoJo's, gluten-free JoJo's.
Since we've had it. I looked at my phone.
18? Well, I just thought the vibration would eventually you'd look up, but you didn't. It's like you have, you know, you're not gonna feel that pee under the 20 mattresses.
That's right.
But I was trying to get your attention to get a quick.
Yeah,
It's your princess.
You
How do
guys
you-
have that princess ass.
Yeah. How do you feel about pumpkin spice stuff?
I mean, you know, I'll tolerate it for a few weeks right before Halloween,
Okay.
but I'm not like a real pumpkin spice guy.
me,
Yeah, fuck pumpkin.
All right. Well, that answers that question.
I don't
like
eat
pumpkin
pumpkin.
pie.
I don't. Let me just say this. I don't want to eat pumpkin shit in here.
All right, pumpkin. All right, pumpkin.
Anna, don't get on a baking spree and bring in pumpkin shit, okay?
Pumpkin time.
Making like a loaf, like pumpkin spice loaf with a glaze on it.
No,
That
But
sounds good.
people have spoken. I won't do that. I
Some
don't want
pumpkin
to.
ice cream, Bubba. Some pumpkin coffee.
I don't want to upset anybody. and Bring pumpkin into the studio.
Good.
Pumpkin seed salad.
No, I know better. I get fired or something like that. Brett, should you just bring me a salad?
Peach monster, guys.
Let people want to know.
Did it bring you for food?
Let people want to know.
It's also good. Sweet potato pie.
Oh yeah, I know. A lot of people don't eat pumpkin pie. I
Sweet
know.
potato pie.
I know.
Yeah. But my
Patty
first time.
LaBelle's sweet potato pie.
My first, when I was a kid, one of my black friend's mom brought over sweet potato pie. We never had it before, heard it before.
Is it
It's very similar
superior?
to pumpkin.
Is it superior to pumpkin or?
It's very similar, it's just an alternative.
But it's better, worse.
Very,
Bubba,
very
the
similar.
Zoom link's been
Almost
sent.
identical.
Okay. How'd you know who to send it to?
You emailed me and Macho.
It's like
So,
eel and.
You sent it to the woman?
Yeah, Macho already sent it.
All right.
Every time.
Thank you.
I've had so many of like my friends just bring it up
Thank you.
spontaneously. Yeah, and it just ruins my mood like completely.
Right.
Yeah, I'll just be like having a good time and then I remember like.
Hmm? Yeah. I don't know why they played it. I have 2 questions about songs about that game.
I heard fuck with you.
Hmm?
They didn't edit the songs really, but I heard fuck twice on one of the songs.
What song?
He's a bunch of it's like, it's going down.
When they were playing songs on the PA?
Yeah. They were cussing. They're not supposed to.
Did you watch the halftime band from Plant?
Why?
Why would you do that?
Because we don't go anywhere at halftime because we got food and stuff there. So
We met up with a couple of arm guys.
they played 4 or 5 songs, not one note of one song did anyone recognize. You could barely hear them. And they were like, on another classic from Lithuania from the 1937. I mean, it was the worst fucking display of a band. And they didn't do any marching. They just sat there and swayed. They did some like Axl Rose shit. You know what I mean? With their.
This guy's playing hardball.
Human misery has never sounded so good.
My life is over and I'm gonna wind up working at Red Lobster.
Back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, all that the Bubba Army. I guess you're starting now to work for you next year.
Fish on J, 25 on the Cash App.
He's being responsible. I mean, he's getting it loaded up now, so he doesn't got to scramble around.
Exactly.
But yeah, everything as of Friday, close of business, Lummy, has been. In fact, did we have any after hours things? I think I might have had something on yesterday. I think maybe
on the PayPal.
I don't know. Let me check. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App for the elite of the elitist supporters. Thank you so very much. Let me look right here right about fast. I think maybe John Kosnika sneaked in on a Sunday. Oh, hold on. No, Mushroom Mick.
Wow.
Mushroom Mitch. 25 yesterday. It says I want to be the first donation for next year. I think potentially you were. So thank you. Don't forget that you can always send in your pictures from the screen that's behind me. A lot of them are my personal pictures, but we appreciate people that showing us their Bubba Army or in various places. I've seen people take pictures of Bubba Army stickers at restaurants and street signs or their car that's got a Bubba Army sticker on it. Did you see Shivering Zero near business Kenny Priz? He's got this badass new Beamer. He sent it to me. Nice. I'm going to have to send a badass new Beamer, and he's got Bubba Army stickers on both sides of the license plate.
Nice.
That's
like,
awesome.
Man, what? Thank you very much, Kenny Price. We appreciate you. So PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all at the Bubba Army. So Saturday, Lummy, I'm sure most of America.
Rudy, $10 on the Cash App.
Thank you. Most of America is, seriously. Dion happens to have, he's the hottest brand in America.
Yeah.
He really is. Maybe the world. And, he's the Cinderella story, and everybody loves to pull for that Cinderella story. Everybody loves to pull for that Gonzaga. Everybody last year was pulling for TCU. Yep. That
the underdog.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody, man, it's such a great story, too. Like let me the 1980 U.S. versus Russia hockey team.
Yeah.
I mean, right?
Yeah, a bunch of amateurs against pros.
Right. So Dion, is this little-known, high school football coach. It was, if you watch my interview on our YouTube or our Facebook, both at the Bubba Army, you'll see. I said, Dion, just think about this. 3 years and 3 months ago, you were at Berkeley. Is that the high?
Berkeley Prep.
Berkeley Prep with Shador, who is just a graduated senior in high school. Now, Shador, the day before, had just committed to Willie Taggart for Florida Atlantic University, the Owls. So, he was, if you know your Deion Sanders or Shador history, you'll know that he committed. His very first commit was them.
Yeah.
And man, talk about, here's a guy that's playing on a Power 5 level. Although I think he had pretty good stats for Saturday's game, but they had him rattled and they took out his number one receiver right away, which I saw. I cannot believe they didn't throw that guy out of the game.
I have no idea.
I think there were 9 or 10 personal fouls by Colorado State that game.
But you know,
I mean that is shameful.
It got thuggy.
That is a reflection of their coach having no discipline, of them having no honor, no sport, no dignity.
I think it got
to get that rough and start taking people out and people going to the hospital because of late hits. They lost the game because of it, and good for them. Because in that second to last, I think it was the
linebacker.
The second to last drive in overtime for Colorado.
Who was their defensive captain and stud ass linebacker.
Right, but they had 2 personal fouls, which allowed Colorado to score, and they may not have, and Colorado State lost the game of it. So I'm glad that Colorado State lost the game because of their thuggishness, but it's inexcusable for them to be targeting other kids like that. It's absolutely that's the stuff you heard about like in the late 70s. That shouldn't be happening anymore.
So Dion, there's all this controversy going in. Dion's 23-point. A favorite.
Yep.
He's a 23. It was anywhere. I saw it from as low as 20.5 and as high as 23.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the line on the deal.
It went off the game time at 23.
Okay. So it's 23, and so I'm at the track. I put 10 hours in that damn track, mother effing track. So I put 10 hours in. And so I haven't seen my mom, and my mom sent me this kind of cryptic message this past week. Now, mind you, I spent 9 days in Warsaw, and then it took me a week. When you spend 9 days away, it takes you a week to get caught up on business and just your vibe, just, doing what we do.
Get back in the routine of things.
Yeah. So I did not see my mom. I haven't seen my mom for like 3 weekends or 2 weekends. And, and that makes, she is at the part where she needs Tara and I, one of us has to be there for weekend duty. She gets too much time on her hands. She gets bored. She starts getting depressed. Just whatever. So Janie Cakes needs us, and we as a family need to be there for Janie Cakes. She's our mom. And so we need to make sacrifices. Well, I've not been the good son that I needed to be for the last 3 weekends because I've been gone. And so she texted me this cryptic message, and as mad as I wanted to get, I took a step back. I'm like, listen, this is your mom, and she has the right to be needy and be a little baby right now and throw some shade your way. And so you just better,
I'm proud of you for
rather than to engage her and explain to her that you were in Indiana for 9 days and that you're super busy, but you'll get over there as soon as you can. I said, my mom's like, did I lose my son? I miss you. I haven't seen you for such a long time. So I was just like, rather than say, Mom, listen, I've been in Indiana.
You needy bitch.
Yeah, needy bitch. I've been in Indiana for 9 days. And she specifically, when I was in Indiana, had a list of people that I needed to go see.
Did you see him?
Yeah, all family, yes. I saw every one of them.
Nice.
I saw Uncle Jerry. I saw April and the kids. And I saw Dixie, our next door neighbor. Those were the 3 that she wanted me to see, and I saw them all.
Did you call your mom while you were with him?
No.
Say, hey, I'm with Dixie. She wants to say hi.
But I took a picture. But I took a picture and sent her. But I took a picture of me and Dixie and said, Mom, I'm with Dixie right now, or Mom, I'm with April and the kids right now, or whatever. I'm with Uncle Jerry right now. So I'm at the track. I get this. Friday I get this cryptic message. So I'm at the track. I know, Lummy, that I want out. I didn't plan on spending the night at the track.
Yeah.
And I knew, hey, listen, I could be at the track till about 8 o'clock, which doesn't start getting dark until then, working on this piece of crap, and get out. If I leave here by 8, I can get home by, well in time to take a shower. Because initially they had the Colorado game on ESPN at 10 p.m.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. What it was. So I'm like, okay, I'll make it. No problem. Well, I then start thinking, well, maybe I could just stop by Janie Cakes' house and watch the game with her. Because she likes that sort of thing. She likes football, and she likes the Packers. And although the Packers looked like crap yesterday. Ridiculous.
quarter.
Joe Barry, get the hell out of here. defensive coach gave up 13 in the fourth quarter to choke. And Aaron Jones was out.
Yeah.
Watson still hasn't played a game, and Bakhtiara all of a sudden now. I mean, now the coach said it's not the case, but I think it is, because you know who his best friend is.
Oh, yeah, Aaron Rodgers.
Bakhtiara's best friend is Aaron Rodgers. Like, they're buddies. In fact, Aaron Rodgers has tried like hell before he tweaked himself to get Bakhtiara to come be, he got what, Randall Cobb and Alan Lazard. He got two Packers to follow him to the Jets. He was trying to get Bakhtiara to go, but they had Bakhtiara, his contract so bad for any team. And so him and Aaron Rodgers held up the Packers when they could. And now the Packers can't unload Bakhtiara because nobody wants him with his current deal. That being said, Lummy, he has played so very limited time because he had this absolute most catastrophic knee injury. And so he started last week, did really good. Well, Lummy, supposedly, because Bakhtiara has raised all kinds of hell about MetLife Stadium,
the turf
being turf, and had MetLife Stadium been grass, that Aaron Rodgers may not have blown out his Achilles tendon.
Correct.
Now, Dan, how do you feel about that?
I agree.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. The injuries are higher. I think they're 50% higher on turf.
Yeah, because your toe can divot in and dig out that hunk of grass.
Ain't no give.
That ain't no give on the turf.
No.
So supposedly Bakhtiara didn't play Atlanta, not necessarily because he had a flare up, because he didn't want to play on artificial grass because of what happened to his friend. Now that's the ongoing rumor. The coach said that's not it. But anyway, Lummy, I mean, the Packers were already at a disadvantage. They don't have Aaron Jones.
Nope.
They don't have their number one receiver, and they don't have their number one tackle, and their number two tackle gets hurt. So anyway, nobody cares about the Packers game except me, and I'm so sorry I brought it up.
No, but interestingly, there was a graphic on the stadium screen yesterday that said that Jordan Love is the third quickest release in the NFL right now.
I believe it. He does have
a quick release. Maybe it's because he's antsy and doesn't have the patience, or just because he's got a quick release.
You got to think the guy that he played backup to for 3 years. What's Aaron Rodgers? What's one of the raps on him, Lummy?
Has a quick release.
He's a really quick release. Mm-hmm. So maybe he learned it from that.
Yeah.
So anyway, I call my mom up. I'm like, Mom, I text her. I'm on the grader. It's like 4 PM. I'm like, how about I swing by your place Saturday night and we watch the Dion game? So I just called it the Dion game. She said, that'd be great. She goes, I'll make you, which is one of my favorite meals. She goes, I'll make you homemade chicken and noodles. She makes this stuff, which I'm going to have some leftovers today for lunch here, probably in about 30 minutes or so. But it's homemade chicken and noodles. And she takes mashed potatoes and makes them in one, thing. And then she mixes chicken and then these certain kind of really big, thick noodles. And then you put the noodles on top of the mashed potatoes.
So it's not a soup.
Oh no, it's not a soup.
Oh.
It's chicken noodles.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Not a soup.
It's not chicken noodle soup. It's chicken noodles and potatoes.
Yes, nice. No soup.
Gotcha.
And the consistency of the chicken and noodles is not one of, real wet. It's kind of more of a
casserole-ish.
Yeah, more of like pasty. Kind of
like a quiche.
Yeah, whatever. So my mom, I'm like, okay, great. So I tell Merch Crick, hey, we're headed over to my mom's on the way home to eat. By the way, Merch Crick does not eat chicken and noodles. She only eats pizza, French fries, and mountain bread. And so my mom,
it's unbelievable too, and it's true. I mean, he's not exaggerating.
I know.
That's
it's shocking.
all she eats. It's unbelievable.
I honestly thought you were being hyperbolic, probably for about 2 years, until I did eat with her, and I remember when I went out to eat with her one time, and she just got like a plain croissant.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, it's real.
We'll go to breakfast. Like, Bob Evans, standard, where you can get like, Lummy, you could get an omelet, you could get biscuits and gravy, you can get country fried steak, you could get just anything.
Right.
She'll come around to her and she goes, may I have a biscuit?
Just one.
And they'll go, yes, ma'am, sure, of course, but what's your entree? She goes, a biscuit. She may get reckless and throw on a piece of bacon on there.
Oh,
yeah. Don't overdo it now.
Yeah. So we go and Lummy, I time it so that we get there about 9:30, and my chicken noodles was all ready to go, and I go to sit down, and my mom's big TV. I got ESPN on. It's like 9:50. And I'm watching the Florida-Tennessee game.
Yep.
And there's 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I'm like, what? This isn't going to match up.
Doesn't make sense, right? That's what I was thinking on Saturday night too, Bob. I was in the same exact boat as you. I was like, this game's supposed to start at 10. It's 9:55. This other game's got a whole quarter left.
No, Did you get the mountain time all mixed up again?
No.
So it'll be 9:15 a.m. if it's 11:15 a.m. in Colorado.
I even texted Rhett and Lummy and vented a little bit, but like, are ESPN a bunch of dumbasses? Do they not know the entire world? It'd be interesting to see what the ratings were for the Deion game. And the other thing is, Dan, like, okay, I know 10 o'clock Mountain Time is what? Our 10.
Let him figure it out.
No. It would have been 8 o'clock their time. 10 o'clock our time is 8 o'clock their time.
There you go.
Correct.
But like, that's even kind of late for a game. That's
for
like
a college game, yes.
For a college game,
yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like,
Brian paying $100 on the Venmo.
Is that Brian from Philly slinging it out the back?
That's
Melissa Carpenter, $100 on the Venmo.
She lays down, Hans. Love you, Melissa. Thank you for getting your news.
Thanks, Brian.
Working on that new stuff. Thank you. So I'm thinking, well, okay, and the Florida game. I don't know if Rhett's there or not, but I got your microphone on. The Florida game at this point, man, it's not even a game. I think they're up 26-13 or something.
Yeah, they were up 13.
And Tennessee wasn't coming back.
No.
So I thought maybe like at 10 o'clock, Dan, they'd be like, okay, listen, we're going to break away from this game here, and we're going to join the kickoff for the 10 o'clock, Colorado State, Colorado game, with the prime time game, because there are people literally that are not that interested in college football that are watching college football for the first time for this Deion story, this Deion Cinderella story that's starting to happen.
Well, you know why they didn't cut away, right?
No,
it's the SEC.
It's the SEC, and it was also Kurt Herbstreit and the other guy, Fowler, I think it is, and that's their Troy Aikman and Joe Buck.
Well, then why didn't they have those guys at the Colorado State Colorado game?
Too late. They have to do the 8 o'clock game. That's like in their contract. I'm not making excuses, but that's
it's crazy because Herbstreit was there Saturday morning for game day and then had to fly down to Florida to do the game.
Right. So anyway, they then delay it in a little box on ESPN. It says the new kickoff time for Colorado State, Colorado 10:20. So they push it back 20 minutes, thinking that sure enough, this Florida, Tennessee game, then. Three paper Tigers, I think one was a Gator and two was Tennessee dudes, all get hurt. Now, normal football play can clip along pretty quickly. It can, I don't think they stop the clock in college until under 2 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I don't think out of bounds plays, they keep the clock rolling until under 2 minutes, then they stop.
No, it changed this year.
All right, so what is it now?
It's the same as the NFL rules.
So it stops.
Yeah, it stops.
All right. So anyway, make a long story. But the game's going to clip around. But when you have an injured guy, Dan, you know that sometimes that takes 10 minutes
to clear the field. Yeah, it usually takes 7.
A guy's in the middle of the hash.
Mm-hmm.
He's and it looks like every one of them, Lummy, were cramp ups.
Yeah, they were.
And
just get off the field.
Literally, could you scoop him up, even though he's cramped up,
bitch,
and get the hell off the game?
Water.
And I was just thinking to myself, I wonder what the ESPN executives and the program directors, and all are like, like if they're yelling down to Gainesville saying, "Come on, Gainesville, like get word to the refs." We got. I bet you stuff like that happens.
Mm-hmm.
So all of a sudden they push the game to 10:20. Well, there's still at 10:20. At 10:20, there was still like 3 minutes left in the Gator volunteer game. So then they said, we're going to switch the game over to ESPN News. Well, I don't know, Lummy, that everybody in their cable packages, I don't know that everybody's got ESPN News.
No, they don't.
Do they?
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's a very, Of course, I have it.
That was in that CNN Plus package. I mean, is it that
It's
obscure?
really obscure.
You got to get it. You got to
like it's like like Arlene wouldn't have it. If Arlene just has basic Spectrum Bay News 9, Lummy.
Yeah.
I mean, Dan, Arlene ain't got it.
Mm-hmm.
So
1 through 100 channels, pretty much.
So they put it over there, and what's like for the first, I don't know until about 10. When did they finally flip over?
I'd say about 10:35.
Yeah, it was after 10:30.
10:35.
Well, and the Tennessee coach was a dick. At 3 seconds left, he called a timeout.
For what?
Because he's a dick.
Just to piss Bubba off.
Yeah.
Not to piss me off.
Oh, that's what I was waiting for. Another text.
Yeah.
He's the self-proclaimed master marketer of the decade.
You hook up with me, boom, all of a sudden you got people wanting you.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Thank you, Mr. Governor and Brian Payne.
For those
Michael
interested,
Raymond
Ludacris will be
Sr.
coming to town. Tickets are $30.
25 on the Cash App. R.I.P. Big Brother Raymond Squez. For your loss there, Michael Raymond Sr. You saw that? Yeah, Cameron Scott. Yeah, they could have flexed it.
No, we sent that link to Cassie and Jesse Friday.
What's that?
We sent that link to Cassie.
Oh, okay,
and Jesse.
cool. I got their song right here. So I guess I go boom, and then it's gonna play here. Here's the volume. So if I minimize that, where does that go? Down here? I think it goes down there, yeah. You're not even fucking paying attention to me.
Put in your pictures. I mean, we can put it into next gen if you want.
No, we don't need to. I'll just play it right here.
Right.
How are you gonna put it in next gen?
Send me the file.
Oh, send you the file? All right, I'll just do that.
Yeah.
And you can put it right here, right here. See where he says, right here on 4. Jesus. Right here. 4, put it right there.
Right.
Thank you, buddy. I'm gonna send that to you.
Okay.
Is your name? Hey, what's up, little Wilburs Afterbird? Thank you so much again for the cooler. That was very thoughtful. And congrats to the people that threw down purple-headed 2400 on Friday night. That's fucking awesome. Morning, Holyoke Joe. My #1 intermittent faster, Holyoke Joe. For those that don't know. That's what's up.
No, he's your #1 fan, period.
I know, and he gave me grief about not mentioning him doing intermittent fasting, and I apologize. Thank you, Holyoke Joe. Little Wilbur's Afterbird. Nice, another 14.
Another button, please, what is it? What? The whole plant band experience.
Ludacris is coming to St. Pete.
Who?
Ludacris. I'm gonna go to see him. I love Luda.
Luda?
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you about.
Oh, I know. What the fuck?
What?
Maybe I should reserve this for a day when you're less mad at me. I was just wondering when the 199 in December would be.
I saw Ludacris at a Rays post-game concert.
Yeah. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Was it fun?
Okay.
Do you like Luda?
I do. It was just a little thuggish, and it seemed like I was watching something from the 90s.
December 15th.
Yeah. Is that when the 199 is?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Why? Do you need to miss it?
Nope. Nope.
Felt like it.
Mm-mm. I hate Ludacris.
Can I tell you who I'm over?
Who?
I'm over that dry, deadpan Bobby bitch.
You were her biggest fan like 3 weeks ago.
I know,
Who
but
are you
like,
talking about?
I don't know if you were there that day.
let me find her for me.
She interviewed like Drake and Mark Cuban and Shaq.
And the Shaq one seemed like he was being a fucking pred.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
She cute?
Yeah, she's like really super cute. She's not like super hot, but she's cute. Oh, word. Oh dear.
What was it?
Bobby.
That's not her.
No. Yeah, see, she's cute.
She's good.
Yeah. Bobby
Adolf?
Yeah, something like that. It was a weird line.
Send me
B-O-B-B.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Altoff.
Tell me when you got it.
It's this chick. I actually hadn't heard of her at all until Bubba came around.
They sent you her channel.
All right.
There's two. I'm just rounding up.
Yeah, might as well. Just make an odd number.
I hate odd numbers, and so does Maria Guatemala's husband. They make me uncomfortable. Bobby. Is that Tyga?
What's up, Quicker Ticker?
She's like the Deion Sanders of podcasting. Getting all the big names. Pretty impressive list of people.
I think that's a pretty good analogy.
Thank you.
I heard Shaq.
Pardon? How is that even possible?
I know, but I heard it's disproportionately small for his size. Big than usual.
What is it, like 15 inches? But it looks like it's about 15.
We are the only show that can talk about nothing.
The use of all Bubba-isms is prohibited without the express written consent of Bubba the Love Sponge.
This is not staged. It's not nothing. It's very scientific.
He's not in a killing mood.
Right.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
You got some pics that you'd like to have on my wall behind me? BubbaArmyPics@gmail.com. Show us your Bubba Army, if you could, please. Today at 9 o'clock, we'll have Jesse Dupree, one of my very good friends, frontman from Jackal, done all kinds of great stuff. He was also the executive producer. Remember that show back in the day called Two-A-Days about football?
Yeah, it was good.
He was the executive producer for that.
Really?
He owns Jesse James Bourbon. He owns the Full Moon Saloon with his buddy
Sturgis.
in Sturgis. He's pretty kick-ass. He just did a collabo song. I don't know if this is under the Jackal flag or not, or it's just him and Brian Johnson. But him and Brian Johnson from AC/DC. Let me go to Jesse's YouTube channel and see it because the song dropped on Friday. And there might be a video that ensues because they dropped it on Friday. Now, I have the song that I sent to Macho Man that he's going to put on my button bar. But if I have the video instead, I'd prefer to play that. If
What's the name? Is it Never Gets Old?
Yes.
Okay.
And they got one?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you right now.
Partnership between News Channel 8 and top hurricane researchers at Columbia's University.
Is there a hurricane? Like, is this not?
Sounds like there's a storm brewing.
Where?
Yeah.
In the Atlantic.
School in New York. And Chief Meteorologist Jeff Barradelli has been part of this unique project at his alma mater. He's here to tell us about this one-of-a-kind research. Jeff.
You know, Josh, the 1921 Tarpon Spring.
Now, hold on. This has nothing to do with it. I guess this is like some kind of historical deal, right? It seems like they're talking about the current storm right now.
No.
In this particular article, but I think
They always switch up the videos.
Hello?
Hey, Bubba, it's Dave, West Palm.
Hi, Dave, West Palm.
Hey, great 199, by the way. Hey, wanted to ask Dr. Dan when's the next time he was 199.
Dave, your phone is horrible.
I think I can translate.
Yeah, when's the next time you're coming to 199, Dr. Dan?
Next one maybe.
Maybe next one. Dan's a coach, a husband, a partner of law, a father, a pimp. You know, I mean, there's a lot of things. And Bubba 199s.
And you guys had a good crowd last Friday.
We did. And, you know, Bubba 199s are a Friday night that's tough for Dan. You know, he's got 2 teenage kids he's got to wrangle up along with a hot wife and a Ferrari. And, you know, just all kinds of things. You know, Friday night in here for 2 hours isn't necessarily Dan's probably first thing he'd want to be doing.
All right, no problem.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
I've come to your 199s.
No, you are. And you're invited. You just got to let me know when you want to go.
Yeah, you're a party.
The center of the tropical storm Nigel is 990 miles northeast of the Lesser Antilles and is moving northwest at 13.
So who cares?
Now, it looks like this is a big nothing. It looks like maybe if you lived in Iceland or Greenland, you might be worried about it.
Yeah, or if you were on like a shipping boat from Europe to America.
Yeah. If you're on a Chinese shipping container.
If you went to Pilgrims, I'd be crapping myself if I was a pilgrim.
This is just another. What's a pilgrim?
Well, the people that came here like in the 1600s and landed
like founded
and
the country and stuff.
Oh, you mean if you're the Pilgrims and you were in the Santa Maria and
the Pinta, the Santa Maria? Yeah, one of them.
And you're trucking. Now,
and then all of a sudden you got a big old. You even have a big old. You get a crap wooden boat that's top heavy with like old school cloth sails, and suddenly a $140 winds are hitting you.
Yeah.
And you have no idea because your little canary didn't tell you, and you don't have Bay News 9. I mean, that's got to be scary.
Yeah, you're thinking maybe God sent this to you.
Right, because you're getting close to the edge of the world. You know, you think you're about to fall off the flat Earth.
Right. Yeah, but I don't know that the Pilgrims encountered any large storms. You know, I don't know that
Who knows, dude? Well, I wasn't there.
No, they didn't have the guys down below that were getting whipped and rowing, did they?
No. They just had sails.
Was that after?
No, that was way before. Well, the rowing guys getting whipped was like way before the Nina and the Pinta. There was like about maybe.
Now, did the guys getting whipped?
1,500 years in between.
Christopher Columbus.
But
not
did the guys getting whipped that were rowing boats? Did they have a sail on that boat too? Or was it just
they did have some sails.
Was it just dry?
It was both. Because just like sailboats have like a little motor.
What do you mean that little motor?
A lot of sailboats have a motor for maneuvering.
Not the one the Pilgrims had.
No.
No, I'm just saying. I'm
saying, but a sail with a little bit of power is more effective, especially like in a harbor. So those ancient boats that you saw, like the Greeks and the people from Carthage had some sails and rowing so that they could maneuver more.
That was impressive.
How fast could those boats with sails and prisoners?
Probably close to 25 knots. Probably close to 25 knots.
Were these people, just sign up to be a rower and they pay a piece of bread a day, or were they like prisoners?
Part of the military.
They were foreign soldiers that were captured during a conquering campaign, or their children that became slaves to the conquering nation.
Can you send me some video of there's been movies and stuff, and there's like one dude that's got a whip and he's in charge and he's doing the count, and the guys are all. And I think literally, Dan, they're literally like on wooden, like they're not on aerodynamic, made for their butt, real nice seats that swivel, like that go forward, and they're on wood
if they're lucky.
And a lot of times now, did they have? And there was wasn't there like 4 guys on one handle?
It depends on the boats, but some of them had that much. Yes, they had that 4 guys on the handle, 3 guys on the handle, the big ones.
And it looks like they went about 2.5 miles an hour. And I sent you to Ben Hur.
Hold on, they only went 2.5 miles.
Yep.
No way did they go that slow.
That's what it says.
They went a little faster than that.
I'm just telling you what they said.
Dan knows everything, and he said they were way faster than that.
It says they steady speeds of 2.15 knots.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah,
steady speeds.
Hey, now this is if I'm in this era.
3 rows of rowers.
Dan, sign me up. Sign me up to be a guy that's working the horn.
Yeah. Right. That's Sophia's doing crew, and there's a thing called the coxswain.
Right.
Which is the person that says row.
That's the person that sits on the front of the boat and runs the show.
Right. I'm like, that's a great job, Sophie. You don't have to run in the summer. It's awesome. She goes, I'm too tall and I'm too big, and they want me to row. I'm like,
I want to be this guy.
Me too. Or that guy.
No, that guy's. It looks like the horn guys might be staying back. They don't even have to go. They're on shore. But that one guy on top of the deal, man, he has to go. I don't even want to go. I want to stay in my little Roman Greek place here and blast my chick.
Right.
6 hours a day? Oh, anyway.
Great shape.
I think it's more than 6 hours.
But I sent you a picture of our gladiator that we have here.
I think it's great that the old Roman gladiators and commanders had a British accent.
Who's that?
That's Macho Man.
For what purpose?
I don't know. But
Is that
he
just what he did? Is that was he? Was that his Saturday night?
Yeah, that's what he's into.
Mach, what say you? Is that your?
I'm into cosplay.
Oh, you are.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
I have I have no further comment on the matter.
Okay. I'm in the comment. Okay, great.
I mean, it's working for you.
I mean, it works for you, my friend.
That's pre-tattoo, but yeah, I was only like 180 there.
What are you now?
210.
Oh, so that's when you were puny.
Yeah.
Not quite so, probably so
jacked.
Probably not so proud of that particular picture, knowing your muscle mass is far larger now.
Yeah, but you're pretty cut.
Gotta do a redo.
Yeah. Hello. Oh, Dan, did you hear? Did you hear we might have to bring back the photographer and redo your pictures because your pictures turned out like crap?
What?
Really? Just mine or everyone's?
Has anybody else heard that rumor too, or am I the only one?
Did you just make that up?
No, he didn't
No, I
make it up.
think they're just missing a couple people.
Yeah.
Why don't we just
I don't
put
think any of them turned out like crap.
Why don't we just put everybody together in one picture?
And they want to do like one certain pose. I'll do the same pose for an icon or something.
Coming back?
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Dan looked like an old man in his. Like Dan didn't look. Dan was like leaning forward and didn't like.
I did what the guy told me to do.
I know, but it didn't look. I was looking at him, but like we might want to redo Dan's because he's far hotter than that.
Okay.
Just saying.
Make my boyfriend hotter.
I don't want my boyfriend to look anything less than spectacular.
Right.
So were you the one who started that rumor?
Who did?
Did you?
Were you the one who started the rumor that the pictures look like crap?
I don't know. I think I got an inside diggy from somebody that's building it. Hello.
How you doing, Bubba? It's Zach out of the great state of Oregon.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
Zach.
I'm doing pretty well. I'm love your relationship with Dion, and I've been following that Cinderella story, and I'm rooting for him. But as they really play a real team marching into Eugene next week, like I wanted to get your predictions and your thoughts on playing teams like Oregon and USC.
They got the next, couple games are going to be a better litmus test as to where the program is than the TCU. They obviously came, pretty, but they had lost a lot of their players, and that was an absolute skeleton of their, national championship squad. So TCU was cool. Nobody gave them a chance. Let's think Colorado was 23-point underdogs against them.
Yeah.
So the entire, college football industry thought that of them. And then they handled Nebraska. Nebraska's got a new coach back on track, but obviously not the Nebraska of old. Colorado State, the past game that we just saw this Saturday, which we're going to get into, they got blown out, I think, by Washington State by 50. They were supposed to be, a walk on the park for Dion. That was a hell of a game. And it wasn't supposed to be that close.
Nope.
So I think this weekend, and I think they play Oregon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in Eugene. They have to go to Eugene.
Okay, so I think
this year.
and Oregon's like top 10.
They're 10. They're number 10 right now.
Yeah, they're top 10. So this will be – Dion doesn't have to win to be able to show that his program is what people think it is. He just can't – if Dion goes in there and wins, then this is even more of a Cinderella story than we think it is. It's even more special. But what's the early line on the Colorado-Oregon game? What's the early line?
Right now, the most
go to mybookie.com if you'd like. Use promo code Bubba.
It looks like it's, according to this, it's 5.5. I'm going to go to my bookie real quick.
5.5? Wow. I mean,
go to my bookie.
Go to mybookie.com. But I mean, if Dion gets beat, 21-24, something like that's a huge victory for Dion.
What I was thinking while I was watching the Colorado State game.
Hold on. I'd love for Dion to march in there and whip their ass. I mean, that's my preference.
Well,
but
yeah,
I'm trying to be a realist too. But I think, hey, listen, if Dion can get his team to play like they did against TCU, I think they got a chance to hang with Oregon and maybe pull off an upset. I do.
Well, I've watched every single minute of his game.
So have I,
and
so have I.
Colorado State they're just not that team. Oregon, I'm not trying to blow smoke. They're built different this year, and you have to realize they lost Travis Hunter.
Listen to me. Listen to me.
And that's the whole thing. I just looked at my bookie, and wow, I don't know if this is right or not, but it's at 21 now.
21.
Yeah, that makes
sense.
Yeah,
plus 21 for Colorado. ESPN had it at 5. So
Oregon.
Yeah.
So anyway,
wow.
I can't believe the guy that hit Travis Hunter didn't get ejected from the game. I mean, pass interference and personal foul.
Do you have a copy of the hit?
Yeah, I'm sending it to you now, Bubba.
Send it to me now.
Just on Twitter.
It was. I mean, you saw it. What was your initial reaction? I think that should have been a disqualification.
He should have been injected immediately, but there was just like Dr. Dan was speaking earlier. It was just like just a pattern of these personal fouls that the referees didn't set any sort of standard or like momentum on saying, hey, this is inappropriate.
It got thuggish.
He went to the hospital. He's out for weeks, and who knows what that means.
Is this it right here? Let me.
It's inappropriate.
Let me resend it. I know. I'm gonna resend it.
This is what you sent me, bud. I mean, like
that's Twitter on you. I'm sorry.
Okay, I just go with what you send me.
I'm sorry.
Don't ask me a question when you send me a link. Just say, "Oh, I must have sent you the wrong one."
It's not another one.
All right. Is this the play right here? All right. Hold on. Let me see here. Boom. They'll probably play it again. Here's my volume. There.
But a flag down in fundamentals. Got to look at Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, moment ago, downfield, incomplete. But
and then the guy acts like a real dick.
Flag down.
And they'll play it in slow motion.
Intended for Hunter, who took a shot afterwards.
Shador got in his face
By Henry Blackburn, and now down fundamentals. Got to look at Sean Lewis, the offensive coordinator, moment ago.
All right, so the ball is
gone down, plays over.
Like there's no chance.
And this guy's down. His butt is on his heels. He's so low to stick him.
Right. So the ball's over. Nobody's catching the ball. Plays probably whistled dead at this point.
Right.
Go down.
And he just comes in.
Field incomplete, but
head
a flag down intended for Hunter, who took a shot afterwards.
I just sent you one where they show.
I'm surprised the bench
like a
didn't clear. They didn't whoop his
replay.
ass right there on the side of the field.
Well, it got to be that a few. I mean, it got thuggish.
By Henry Blackburn.
It's not the audio is not the best. But
what?
The audio is not the best, but it shows it better.
Sanders coming to the aid of his number one target there. You understand? Yeah, look, I'll tell you, as a former safety, that's a very dumb play on the part of Henry Blackburn. I understand you may be trying to send a message, but that right there, the ball had already hit the ground.
All right.
You see number 11.
Boom. So the ball's gone, and the one guy is all over him. Like that's pass interference all day.
Not even close to catching the football. I mean, he's already got gearing down, and the play's basically over.
This is the best view of it right here.
Right. Yeah, that just makes no sense.
Ball's over, and it looks like the Travis Hunter guy is just trying to push the 15 off of him.
Yep.
Like, get off me.
That's dumb football.
And Dan, I mean, right there in the solar plex / lower rib.
Broke a rib.
I bet he broke a rib. I bet he did. Watch this impact. Ready? Lowers his shoulder. Boom. Snaps his head back.
And this is a rivalry, and you're hyped up, but you're up.
He could have hurt his leg too.
Touchdown. You guys are playing good shot.
And then the hit on Shador. Oh. Anyway, buddy, yeah, I think this weekend Dion doesn't even have to win the game as long as he's competitive and still, I think, keep his team his upward, trajectory / primetime hype up as long as he doesn't get smashed. As long as he goes in there and is well represented, let's say they get beat 24-21, that's a victory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's already won, and what he's done in the first couple games has been amazing. But I've been watching Oregon. Obviously, I live here in Eugene, and
Oregon. Hold on, Oregon is good. They are good. They got a quick defense, and they got a hell of an offense. Oregon's always good. Tell me the last time Oregon had a down year.
That's what the whole city is. Eugene is a beautiful city, but it's built around that football team And that stadium's amazing. Some players have said it's the loudest place they've ever played.
Well, I got to tell you, man, Deion's kind of bringing that culture to Colorado, man. Like the thing to do, the thing to do in Boulder is the Buffs. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, so I mean,
I think he's already won. He's already won.
Did you see
changing the culture?
Did you see my interview with him?
Thought it was absolutely awesome. It was the most personal interview. You actually got personal. Obviously, you're a friend of his. And he's showing a side of himself that he didn't do on the major platforms, but he's killing it on all angles, and his son is doing great social media. It's incredible.
I'll be watching the game Saturday with you, buddy. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Great show.
Thanks. Yeah, the last down year was like 2016, 2017.
They got a great program.
They do.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I love the Deion interview. Deion's doing great, but the Travis Hunter thing, he did get a late hit, but like before on Facebook, there's video of Travis Hunter just jawing with these guys. And sometimes when you jaw with them guys and they know they're going to lose the game, they're going to do penalties and late hits. It's just the way it goes.
But hold on, they didn't know it was 0-0 at this point, sir. The guy didn't know he was going to lose the game.
Okay, well, he just didn't like people talking trash. You got to be careful who you talk trash to. Some of these guys don't care. They're going to hurt you.
Yeah,
well, he still should have been ejected,
Thank you, Brad's mom.
Yeah, I mean, he still should have been kicked out of the game. That's the whole point.
His insolence, his immediate afterward insolence also affected it. My irritation with it.
Yep.
Speaking of irritation, this girl came on the scene. What, Anna? Maybe about 3 weeks, literally 3 weeks to a month ago.
No, it was longer than that. But
and she
looked like Renee Zellweger.
Zellweger,
whatever.
Anyway, her name. How do you say her name?
Bobby Altoff.
Bobby Altoff. And the way the story goes is she really is not an industry plant. She's not. That's what everybody goes with. Like if you hit a viral moment, all of a sudden you're an industry plant. She's not. She had a podcast. It was called A Really Good Podcast. And she's married. I think she's married with 2 kids. And she had like this little podcast. And she's kind of got this deadpan, like cynical delivery. And she, I think, reached out or DM'd or somebody, Drake saw one of her podcasts just by
liked a post on Instagram. And so she shot her shot, DM'd him, and he agreed to do a podcast. And then they did it in like a bed. And they're always in really awkward places.
I think they've since deleted it, actually.
Why?
What do you mean?
She got a lot of backlash on it. I'm not sure who asked who to delete it. I think Drake's people asked her to delete it.
Why?
Really?
Yeah.
It
could have just been a publicity thing to get people talking about it, because that's the kind of attention she seems to get now.
It's what put her on the map.
But why delete it though?
I don't know.
If you're asked to delete something, I mean, I don't know. It was awkward. She didn't want it to represent the quality of her work. I guess I don't really know.
But hold on, her thing.
Nothing but promote her.
But her thing is about being awkward, right?
But a lot of people are getting really tired of it really quickly.
I am.
But why hold on and then delete past
But hold on.
Average person.
That's where I was going with this, is the fact that I'm already over her.
Starting to turn on her, yeah.
And it's
because the way that they look at it is like it really just doesn't even seem like she's putting that much work in either. Like she kind of just brings people on who are really famous to insult them or be passive aggressive, and it doesn't take a whole lot of work to do what she's been doing on these shows.
Yeah, being a bitch is easy.
Isn't that?
But they know what she's about. They agree to do
does it all the time.
But isn't that amazing? As just as much as we want to as much as we want to prop you up, we want to tear you down too. It's just our mentality. We can't even help it. I was happy for this bitch. I was like, man, I'm glad this bitch is getting. But I'm guilty of it too. I'm over her now. Yeah, I mean that's just the way we are. I'm sorry. Your stuff's wearing thin on me. It's the same stuff. And your Shaq interview you did was borderline creepy.
I did see that, and I was very shocked to hear Shaq of all people say some of that stuff.
Like if I'm Shaq's wife, I don't know if Shaq's still married.
Let's have sex right now.
Yeah, let's have sex right now.
Oh, he said that? Oh,
yeah.
Wow. I thought he made a comment on her body or something.
I mean, he was just being a creep.
It wasn't too over the line. It was more so stuff that, she had brought up first, and he was just kind of going on for the bit.
I don't know. We'll go through that a little bit. I also got the Colorado highlights. Deion was on 60 Minutes last night. Russell Brand is really in a lot of trouble. I don't know. Is he? Is he?
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll get into that as well.
Oh my God, I feel so nauseous. Once again, we overstepped the boundaries of good taste.
The man who will define this cancer eating at the heart of America.
More Bubba the Love Sponge after this.
Huh? Irritating them.
Yeah, of course. His whole state.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so hungry.
Look what's here. Chicken and noodles.
And there's a couple big packets of pepper.
Oh, okay, perfect. Thank you.
And noodles. Eat it with ketchup?
No, just pepper.
Ooh. Sounds good. Chicken and noodles. Eat.
And I'm dying because this is my fucking 17th hour.
That's great, Bubba. Killing it.
I think. I last ate at 1:30.
Oh, it's longer than that. 36 is 18 hours.
Look at Todd Boyles. He blends into the background.
Who?
The coach up there. Oh, you missed it.
I don't know. Morning, Big Longer.
To the doctor, are you? You're a psychiatrist?
Oh, yeah.
You're you have a minor? Oh. Yes. So you're a really good therapist.
I can't do what I want to.
Okay.
Also could have been a professor, but
You don't want to do that? Do you see patients regularly? And they talk to you about their problems? You just talk to them about your problems?
Wait, Iggy Martini? Oh, thank you, Iggy. I think that's the only.
Why do you do that? Charity?
Morning, Nick the Gun Guy. My longest fast was 45
Okay.
hours.
Good therapist.
I can't do what I want to.
Okay.
Thank you, Iggy. Appreciate you. My favorite snack. Have you had pretzel thins? Those are really good. Also,
Did you get everything you needed?
Leslie and Chuck sent me these crackers. I'm on my fourth box. They're so fucking good. I don't know what I like about them. They're just hearty ass crackers. I think they're called Tam Tams. Tam Tams? It's like some Manischewitz shit. It was good as hell. Like, I heard them. Tam Tams. Not Tim Tams. Tam Tams. Yeah. Good as fuck. Holy shit.
Yeah, I've had this before.
So, just a hearty ass cracker. So I've been eating those a lot. I'd say those are probably my favorite.
I just don't get that excited over a fucking cracker.
Yeah, well, I do, Dan, so. You got Ferraris, I got crackers. Literally. Morning, Chrome Girl. And thank you, Fish on J, for the Cheez-Its.
I wish things like crackers would get me excited.
Yeah,
Takes about 800 horsepower or big titties to get my dick hard.
Yeah.
What? I said I wish crackers would get me excited.
I was marking out to crackers.
But it takes 1,000 horsepower or big titties to get me excited.
Right.
That should be a T-shirt. That should be a song.
My wife gets excited by cooking shows and crackers.
Right.
I need nitrous and nipples.
I've got an idea. Time to man up.
I gotta poop so bad.
Man up and be brutally honest.
And you're calling me crazy?
Or I'm gonna kill you. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Anna, if you fasted for like 18 hours and then you're actually hungry and you snarf it down in the 6 minutes, your meal, your first meal after 18 hours, and you snarf down in the 6 minutes and 20 seconds that we have allowed it. Can you feel? Yeah, I feel a little sick now because I might have ate it.
I think that's regardless of fasting. That's just you ate too fast. You know.
Yeah, but you don't think fasting exacerbates?
It probably does. You
That
probably
feeling?
need to eat slower because your stomach's probably a bit more sensitive.
Yeah, my stomach's sensitive.
But when you eat really fast, you kind of consume a lot of air, and I think that bloats you too. So you just got to be careful.
But what we do is conducive.
Well, I mean, you could split it up, like eat half of it now and then half of it, in 25 minutes when we break again. But that's hard to see the food and not eat it. Trust me, I know.
Well, it's tough to not eat all these chicken and noodles and then have half of them over there laying.
I know, just staring at
for
you.
another 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now they're going to be cold.
Yeah.
and they're over there.
Yeah.
Jesse James Dupree will be on at 9 o'clock to talk about his new song that I think he wrote with Brian Johnson from AC/DC, and I think that Brian is the second lyrics. I think it goes Jesse, then Brian.
They've done stuff together before, though, haven't they?
Yeah, they have.
Okay, I thought so. They're friends.
Now, mind you, this is rock and roll. Like, this is old school, ass-kicking, rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Like, this is,
It's not AI
No.
The Weeknd.
Yeah, so like this is some ass-kicking rock and roll. So when I have Jesse on in about an hour and 10 minutes, I'm going to say we've played the song. So it's called "Never Gets Old," and it's standard Jesse Dupree ass-kicking rock and roll. But Lummy, I need to ask him because it didn't come with any instructions, or maybe you can Google and look.
Okay.
Does Brian Johnson sing the second lyric, the second chorus? I know for a fact that this very first part's Jesse. I know that.
Well, I don't know, but I've been told it never gets old singing rock and roll, and it never gets old for making love.
You know, it never gets old for making love.
I'm gonna break it down. Don't try to stop it. We walk and see. Just learn to love it. Just let it bleed. Pour on the sugar. And never miss a beat. Spilling all over the stage. A sticky sweet. It never gets old. Making love, singing rock and roll.
For those scoring at home, it never gets old for making love and singing rock and roll. A lot of us can't sing, though.
So tune it up, snap it on, plug it in, or crank it up. We're getting crazy, getting wasted, you can taste it, it's so out of control. And it never gets old, making love, singing rock and roll.
So I know. Oh, look at Lummy. He threw a couple of his old, like some logos of some radio stations that over the years have supported him, I think. Look, hold on. Hold on, right here. 95.5 KLAQ. Be interesting to see where that's at. 96 Rock, which I think is in Atlanta. Theoretically, Dan, he should have my logo on there.
Yep.
I'm going to have to give him a hard time.
We haven't got to the end.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Hold on. There was another one I missed. I don't want to miss them all.
I think it was Toronto.
Lummy, have you written them down? You didn't, did you?
No, I was looking up when Brian Johnson sings.
All right, so write down KLAQ.
Okay.
Then write down 96 Rock.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
Well. See, I didn't know that there was this little twist. This is the first time that I'm watching this, so I didn't know that he did that. 96 Rock, which is out of Atlanta. And then I can't even...
99.
That was quick.
5?
It was quick.
99.9.
I think it's out of Seattle. 99.9 KISW. All right?
There's a space involved.
Oh, I'm going to give Jesse one hell of a time if he didn't put me in there. Oh, there was another one, Lummy.
Yep.
Another little dog deal. Oh, K-She.
Okay.
St. Louis.
St. Louis. K-She, St. Louis.
See that sticker all over the place.
Oh.
98 Rock!
There's the yep.
That was you.
No, but that's not me.
But that was back in the day.
Yeah, but...
That's when they were starting.
That's, by the way, that's their new logo, Dan. Had he put the old logo in, it would have made a little bit more made sense.
I understand.
I know you're trying to reach for him, but that's not me.
I'm reaching around.
I mean, okay, after we get done
I think it was meant to be a tip of his hat to you, even though I understand the subtleties.
No, I mean, he knows what last time on stage, he wore a flat-out Bubba Army. I mean, Lummy, maybe we'll be surprised. See, I think this might be Brian. I think.
Well, what I can see, yeah, this is Brian Johnson.
This is Brian.
Yeah.
Now I'm glued to the video, so I can see, the station logos that he's put in there. Oh, Atlanta's 96 Rock. Oh, Baltimore. I think it was a Baltimore station. Let me go back. He sneaks him in there.
Baltimore has a 98 Rock, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah, 98 Rock, Baltimore. Oh, 97 Rock. Oh, WEBN. And see, his marketing ploy on that is, people with those radio stations are going to play this because, they're in the video. mean, it's a great marketing ploy as long as you put your buddy in there. By the way, Dan, all these pictures are from his saloon.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, this.
You got a bunch of bikes in there?
Oh, yeah.
He does concerts?
So we're listening to the new
Moonshine Bandits was just there.
We're listening to the new Jesse James Dupree. What's it called? Never Gets Old.
Yes.
With Brian Johnson. And by the way, 93X. Jesse will be on in about an hour and 6. 92 KQRS. I mean, Dan, maybe. I mean, I'm going to pop if there's a Bubba Army in there. But would you be mad if there wasn't?
I think that he did give what he thought was the appropriate credit, and I don't know how much.
No, he doesn't. He
fine
knows
tuning of the audio of the credit control he had. I don't know.
I'm not going to ask you. Getting soft. MMS, the buzzard out of Cleveland. WMMS, the buzzard out of Cleveland.
And I saw the Caduceus too, so he said hi to me.
Shut up, Dan. You're Brian baby facing yourself. KBPI 1079.
So tune it up, strap it on, plug it in, we'll crank it up.
I guarantee you they're 98.9 The Rock, Kansas. I guarantee you there's more people that go to his concerts over the years that have more Bubba Army shirts than he sees WMMS Buzzard from Cleveland shirts.
You've got 50 seconds left.
95 KLOS in Los Angeles.
We're getting crazy, getting wasted, you can taste it, it's so out of control.
Oh, hold on.
That
was
Cajun?
fast. Hold on. Let me see. Very fast. See, before I played this video, I didn't even know he had a throw shout-outs to his radio station gimmick. I didn't even know that. Here we go.
Solid rock.
94.1 JJO. Oh, hold on. KATT Rock 105.5.
Meow.
I'm sorry, 100.5. Oh, JRR from Orlando. Lummy.
There it is.
JRR from Orlando, right here. Hold on. Man. If you didn't. Yep, JR. I think that's 101 JRR, I think, isn't it?
1011, yeah.
Let me see here. Yeah, there you go. 101.1 JRR, Orlando's rock station, which I used to be syndicated on.
93.3?
93.
Was it?
That's Philadelphia, WMMR.
Yeah, you're right. 93.3 WMMR, Philadelphia. Hold on. KUPD. That's out of Reno. Or, yeah, I think.
Arizona.
Oh, out of Phoenix. 98 KUPD.
Pretty much all iHeart stations, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
Another one. WDVE.
The Dove.
I think that's in Pittsburgh.
That looks like Pittsburgh.
Oh, hold on. He's really shotgunning us now. Hold on here.
WCMF.
Rochester. That's where Brother Weeze was for years. 96.5 WCMF. You writing that? Let me write it all down. Oh my God.
Oh, man, there's two.
99.5 KISS in San Antonio.
And then another 98 Rock.
Hold on, right before that. Yeah, 98 Rock, KRQX. I'm sorry, KRXQ. KRXQ. I mean, when they got KRXQ, Piss Aunt Willie on there. Maybe I should cancel the interview.
Oh.
Singing rock and roll.
Wow.
Of Army.
Like
awkward.
Be honest. Be honest. If you're me, I have Jesse on. I have him on for everything from promoting his moonshine to every new single that he's got. I go to his concerts. I was part of his 100 shows in 100 days deal. I know he throws 98 Rock and Tampa in there, but you didn't put. I mean,
he just pulled up the iHeartRadio list for every rock station in the country and typed in all those markets. I mean,
well, you think Jesse did the
no,
his guy?
So how do I ask him? And what do I say?
Hey, why wasn't I in your video?
Right.
Hey.
What's up with the No Bubba
What
Army?
happened, buddy?
I don't work for 98
Give a shout
Rock.
out to your favorite radio guys, huh?
I'm just going to go, hey, Jesse, when you're playing in Indianapolis soon here, I think his next show's in Indianapolis, do you think there's going to be any KUPD shirts?
Hey, buddy, they bumped your interview today. You're actually talking to the guy on WJRR?
Yeah. You know what? Call up their morning shows. Talk to them. Like, I almost need to, like, I mean, he did. He jobbed me out.
You could always have Anna do the interview.
No, I mean, but like, you guys, he kind of jobbed. I mean, he kind of jobbed me out.
You know, I think, interestingly, I understand your perspective, Bubba, and I'm not trying to counter program in any way whatsoever.
But
he did give the Tampa Bay area one of the earlier and bigger radio promotion pops. So, I mean, I think he recognizes this area, and maybe, the guys editing the video, that maybe he didn't have such tight creative control, thought that was saying hello to you.
Dan, let me go ahead and put it in terms that you may understand.
Oh, please.
If what's the largest implant company?
Allergan.
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 And if Allergan was doing this big promotional video, and they were throwing up doctors,
right? No, I get it.
Let me just go on, and they threw up, the most famous doctor in Miami, and then they threw up the famous doctor in Chicago, and they threw up anybody else but you in Tampa. And they're going to be on your show. They're going to be in your lobby in an hour to have an interview with you. And they had David Halpern or somebody else on there representing Tampa. How would you feel? I was just asking for a friend.
I let Rhett do the interview. I understand your frustration, irritation, and anger. I totally understand. It was a good metaphor, Bubba. You're 100% right.
I was just like,
do you want me to do the interview, Bubba?
I'd be livid. I'd be so mad because, again, you have given unique, sustained, and consistent support and promotion for this band and these guys for literally like well over a decade. And so I understand your irritation.
I'm going to say, hey, Jesse, you're my friend and all, but no other radio personality has supported you more than me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, these radio stations that you flashed up have played your music over the years, but
they pay you to be in your video.
But I mean, like, and did they, they've played your music over the years, but like your last stuff. What's the one he had? Let me before this that they were all. I find out his.
Okay, yeah.
I played that. I played the. How many of those stations played the trucker? Remember when he when he did like a little country deal about how truckers are over the road? How many of those guys played Over the Road? How many of those guys had you on an interview for Over the Road? I've been like, Jesse, I got to stick up for myself to a point. Like, our friendship is like I love you. I'll do anything for you. But, if you're going to bitch me out, I'm going to have to stick up for myself.
Yeah, I get you. I got it.
And I'm not going to be disrespectful. I haven't lost him as a friend. But.
His last one we played was I Stand Alone, too.
No, I Stand Alone.
He remade it, though, with his new one. We played it for him.
I'll just go to his video page and be able to tell you, here, I can probably do it right now. I can go to his video page and tell you the last videos that we and some of which I had them on. I don't want to go okay, videos, and you don't want to go newest. Yeah, you want to go latest. So we played okay, there's Never Gets Old. Let me see. I'm trying to look at his new songs that we played.
He's got a lot of videos.
He's got a lot of.
I'm still trying to find even the trucker one.
Yeah. That, and then there was one before that we played. We played here, this one right here. Remember? Get all up in it.
Yep, that's the other one.
Get up all in it. How I'm going to ask him, Jesse, how many of those stations played Get Up All In It and then Let Me Find Me the Trucker song? How many of those radio stations, how many of those did 98 Rock in Tampa play Get Up On In It?
And it didn't fall from the sky. That's
and
the
it
trucker one.
it didn't fall from the sky.
Trucking Uncle Sam.
Ask me. Those are my first two questions. And knowing Jesse is going to feel horrible, as he should. Anna, you don't even have a game in this fight. You don't even know what we're talking about. But would you? I think you can I think you can figure out what we're talking about. Would you not be mad if you were me?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it sounds like you've supported the guy for many, many years, and he really didn't pay homage in the way that he should have.
And he paid homage to stations. Mm-hmm. He actually didn't pay homage. He's pandering, hoping that they'll pick it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not the move.
I'll have that guy. I'll have Jesse James to defend this whole scenario in an hour.
The voice of reason has spoken. More Bubba the Love Sponge after this.
Oh, dear.
Mm-hmm. You always just have Moonshine Bandits on in the background during the interview.
They just put it at his place.
Oh, it's sorry.
They tweeted out they loved the Dion interview.
So
Moonshine Bandits?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that song too. That.
Oh yeah, the one we played.
Oh wow.
Crunch, crunch, crunch.
Wild. I like Wild. It's a great song. Great video.
Oh, Bubs, I got the dogs.
They just have Moonshine Bandits on in the background.
And let me, was it Fall from the Sky?
Yeah, that's that. Yep. It doesn't fall from the sky. It didn't fall from the sky. Sorry, guys. It didn't fall from the sky. Is the exact title. Correct. Move her lips. Thank you for the ass kick.
It didn't?
It didn't fall from the sky. What's up, Elkhart Rob?
Last check.
Organic Gene. Having had a good weekend. Especially you, Iggy.
and people can say I'm being a dick, but when you got guys like Deion Sanders that doesn't forget about you, well, you would hope that fucking Jesse Dupree wouldn't forget about you.
Well, I agree with you. I at first I didn't, but now I do. You can answer me.
Mr. Cryptic, out of towners. A good song they just released.
What, Lummy?
Oh, I was talking in the chat. They were just naming a Moonshine Bandit song. Out of towners they just released. They were saying it was good.
You're mumbling, but whatever.
Well, yeah, because I was talking to chat. I was trying not to disturb you while you ate. I was just talking to chat low key.
Sorry to bother you, but you're good for what I texted you? If that happens?
Yeah.
Okay. It probably won't because everyone plays on me, so. Jen Epstein looking good. She was 45 too.
Who?
Jen Epstein.
Who's that on the right?
Yeah, the pink dress. Met her a couple times.
What?
She's friends with people at the Bone, so I met her. She seems to look better with age. Really good. She's beautiful.
Brian from Philly.
Yes, I did. What did Brian from Philly say?
He's going to the Phillies game Monday night.
Monday night? Oh, the Eagles.
Yeah.
You said the Phillies.
Phillies.
The Phillies are a baseball team, fuck stick.
Yeah, but they also.
So you say the Phillies game, I'm thinking the
He
Phillies are coming.
L-O-Y is when he texted me, he said you're going to the Philly game. The Philly game, sorry.
The Philly game would be the Eagles. The Phillies game would be baseball. Come on, you're a sports guy.
How do you make fun?
Come on, Lummy, even I knew
It's like
that.
second base, third base. They're different.
No, how do you make Philly
And I don't want to know.
Huh?
How do you make Philly plural?
Philly? It's only one Philadelphia. Philly is coming. Philadelphia is coming. The Philadelphia Eagles are coming. The Philadelphia 76ers are coming. The Phillies are coming. Means the baseball team's playing them down. All right, Lummy versus the Lummies. The Lummies are coming. The Lummies are coming means the world's coming to an end. The Lummies coming means a happy day.
Sorry, I was talking to Brian from Philly. Sorry, the Cardinals. I'll let you know.
The Cardinals.
The St. Louis.
Well, if the Cardinals coming, that means it's a religious event.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah.
You guys are being dumb.
I like being dumb.
Just logic games with Lummy.
I was talking to a fan. Sorry, yes, the Philly.
Random Phillies. Yeah, he's the front office.
Who's that chick on TV? She looks about 12.
Which one? Oh, the brown sweater?
Guess what? Time for insults aplenty. And they're all from the heart. Collateral damage of the truth. Bubba the Love Sponge.
We'll have Jesse Dupree from Jackal on the air at about 9:05 today. That should be interesting. Jesse's new song called It Never Gets Old with Brian Johnson was released on Friday. It's available on his YouTube channel. And oddly enough, he goes on. Let me give me how many total radio stations does he think? Do you have your little list there?
Yes.
Go ahead. Count them down.
5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24,
but mostly iHeart, rock stations that's over the years supported his projects. Probably played, Let It Rain, Lumberjack, Down on Me, various others. Don't know the last time that they actually played one of his new songs, but I guarantee you they didn't play It Didn't Fall From the Sky or Get Up On It.
And I guarantee you, Bubba, that they didn't have him on 24 different times like you probably have.
Yeah. You can probably count how many times I've had him on the last couple of years. I don't know.
About 6. I mean, he called in the other day right out of the blue, and you took him for an hour.
Hello.
What's up, King Sponjo? It's Bobby. I wanted to call in about the Jesse Dupree video. What I saw from that video definitely wasn't very well made. I'm no expert in I could make that in my basement, you know. Yeah.
They whipped up something quickly to have. Obviously, usually most music videos have the star and doing various things and on stage and stuff like that. So they just whipped this up real fast but in whipping it up, but using stations that have supported him over the years, I would think that I would have been top of mind. And if it wasn't so, I'm probably like heads and tails above every one of those stations. In the support. Remember, like if he'd be doing Oktoberfest over in Leesburg, we'd always have him on, or he'd be doing like any time that he's in this area, man, we got him on.
Or promote his whiskey when it came out.
Yeah, all of that. So anyway, yeah, I know it was a whip-up deal, but still, even in the whip-up deal, I feel as if he slighted me a little bit, and we're going to talk about it. Appreciate it. You have a horrible phone connection.
From the basement.
So this is the girl that, like, out of nowhere... Bob, let me.
She's an adult.
Bobby Altoff.
She's a full-on adult.
She's like 26.
Yeah, she's like 26, and she has 2 kids. Dan, she has 2 children. Yes, and she has had this podcast for a year or so called It's a really good podcast.
It's a really good podcast.
And she has this deadpan, cynical, smart ass, passive aggressive technique. It's just the way she is. And Drake liked or made a comment about one of her podcasts. She threw a DM to him. He agreed to do a podcast. So he flew or she flew out to, I think, Toronto or something, wherever he lives. And they did it. And I think maybe at his house.
No, it was like a hotel.
A hotel.
Because he was on tour or something.
In Memphis.
In Memphis. You're right. In Memphis. And in bed. But they were both dressed and on both sides of the bed, so there was nothing.
Funny.
There was nothing sexual about it at all. And she just instantaneously blew up. Then Mark Cuban. When she blew up, then she has all these big time stars that are requesting to do interviews with her. Like that's how it works. That's how the whole podcasting works. You got a really big podcast, and you got a constant stream of people trying to get on your podcast. So one of which, now this is a big time star, Shaq. So she just had Shaq on. So, but after watching Shaq and watching a few others, I'm kind of already over her. Like I'm over it. And you're right, Anna. It feels lazy.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, you did. You said there are people.
I was right.
Oh, okay. Whoever. Why don't you just own something sometimes when it's just
she would know it. She's career lazy. She understands lazy.
It's true.
Hey guys, welcome to the really good podcast.
So this is her shtick, so to speak, and I can see where other podcasters that bust their ass and actually prepare might be a little. might be. I'm just over her.
With your host Bobby Altoff, I'm here with. Can you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Dr. Shaquille O'Neal.
Doctor, where did you go to school?
I went to Barry University. I have a PhD in education.
Do you really?
Yes, ma'am, and it's not honorary.
Like you actually went?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, congratulations on your career as a doctor.
Thank you.
What type of medicine do you practice?
No, not that type of doctor.
What type of doctor are you?
I'm not a medical doctor.
You're a psychiatrist?
No.
You're.
But I do have a minor in psychology.
You have a minor? Oh.
Yes.
So you're like a therapist?
I can be if I want to.
Okay.
I also could have been a professor, but I don't.
You don't want to do that?
No.
Do you see patients regularly?
All the time.
And they talk to you about their problems?
They don't talk. They just listen.
You just talk to them?
Yes.
About your problems?
Yes.
Look how small the mic is in his hand.
I know. I know. I know.
They don't pay me, but.
Why do you do that? Charity?
Because I'm the love doctor.
Now, see, I thought that's a little.
I mean, I do that move, but.
Yeah, he's been doing that tongue since he was in the NBA, too.
I know, but.
Yeah, he does that on Inside NBA.
And they don't pay me. If they pay me, that would be illegal. So I guess it's free.
So is he talking about blasting bitches?
They do
Oh,
the
it's a long interview. I think
Help
what's like an
save
hour.
lives. So can you.
Yeah.
Your CSL
Give me
plasma
a
donation can
skip.
help
So
create
he has a doctor of education? Is that what he has?
Yeah.
So it's not even a
that.
PhD. It's not even a PhD. It's a DED. It's
Hold on,
what it's what Jill Biden
what
has.
is Jill, she's a doctor.
She's a doctor of education.
Yeah.
It's about as much a doctor as it's less than a chiropractor as far as doctors concerned. It's about like vet.
I don't think
Well,
he's
it's just a
considering
philosophy.
himself
It's a
a
doctor
doctor.
of philosophy.
Right. He's
Dan-
mocking it.
Dan
He's
just
mocking it.
Dan just made fun of all chiropractors and vets.
Yeah.
Good people, by the way.
They are great people. Yeah, when your
Dan-
dog has a hangnail,
Dan-
you want to put your dog to sleep.
Oh,
So hold on.
Well,
Here's
since you need a
that's a
PhD
great
and
vet.
an MD.
here's a little bit more of the Shaq stuff.
Okay. Have you ever gone bowling?
Yes.
Are you good?
I like the ghetto bowl, though.
What's that?
When you put up the rails and then you call your shot.
I put the rails up too.
But you don't call your shot.
What does that mean?
Like, off the rail 3 times strike.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
Yeah.
Is it more fun?
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially if you play strip bowling.
You just do that in a regular
No, I
bowling
don't
alley?
do it. I actually saw Logan and Jeremy have a strip bowl match one time.
Who's
got to
this
be
Logan
intense.
guy? Just after he milks his cat, he goes and bowl.
Would you
Okay.
like to see his face?
Yeah.
Come here, Logan.
Oh my God.
This is Logan, the cat milker.
Logan the cat milker.
I don't get
Anna, maybe you guys get along.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
is
make
he your
milk
friend?
dogs.
No, I just met him, actually.
Okay, stop lying about him. I think that's illegal.
No, I know him and I know Jeremy. I don't know these 2 guys.
You just met them? Okay,
Yeah.
well,
Apparently the guy with the tight ass slacks worked for me, but I'm gonna have to change the dress code.
he probably like picked those out just for today.
I don't like it because you can see his butt print when he walks. I don't like that.
It doesn't really go with, yeah.
Thank you. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good thing we're firing him.
Yeah, I can't take her anymore.
No, it's not exciting.
Like I'm already
it's
over. I'm
boring.
already over her.
Yeah.
Like I'm already over her big time. So Dion and the hype right before. I think this was this before the game or was this was the day before practice? Wasn't it?
Yeah, because he was wearing the same outfit as when he talked to you in
Right.
this video.
Yeah.
Right. So this was probably Friday.
The day before.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that Dan, I'm gonna get a hold of him and see if he can send us some blenders. Some of these he owns
Yes.
or has a portion of prof or ownership in these new sunglasses that he's wearing. And the big controversy last week was the fact that, the opposing coach from Colorado State said that his mama always taught him to take his glasses and hat off when he spoke to people. And that really caused a crap storm in itself.
Smitty, we got something to give him? Yep. Let's give him something. Let's give him something. These are the shades. I'm going to give you these.
Boy, Dan, you need some blenders, I'm telling you.
And they're really not too expensive. Only like $65 for the Dion
Oh,
pair.
really?
I thought about getting some. Yeah.
Send me a link if you can. He's got a bunch of white nerds on his team too. That must be the kicking section. Dan, this must be the kickers. A lot of times they'll put
Kickers and quarterback up here.
Damn, that's not made perfect. I just want to see how y'all look here.
I sent you his sunglasses.
Look good on my mama, on my. I like it. They don't realize not only we gonna kick their butts because it's personal, but it's gonna be business, but it's also pleasure. When I say business, blenders. I do a line of shades with blenders. This is one of the first lines, so they don't realize they just help me with business. But it's also gonna be personal.
Yeah, did you see after his media junket that he did on Friday and a little bit on Saturday that the blenders had a record day in sales on I think Friday or Saturday. They sold $1.2 million
Jesus
worth of eyeglass. I mean, people don't even know who this place is.
1, 2, 3.
What did he say?
We coming.
Oh, we coming.
So
I think they changed it to now like we're here, right?
Or it's a little shaky. Or I think it
Coming.
I think it changed to it got a little shaky.
I sent you that link for the blenders I wear.
Oh, for the blenders?
Yeah.
Let me see here.
I've never even heard of this brown.
Well, it's brand new. It's brand new.
There's only 2.
Yeah, Dan, those are you all day.
Oh yeah, the gold primes. I need a pair.
How much are they? 57.
They're only $67.
That's nothing.
And look, they come in. Looks like they come in
like chrome and
like they come in all kinds of different deals.
Super.
Thank you, Dr.
Let
Dan.
me see what those look like. Right, those
Oh,
are.
that's Dan all day.
No, I think Dan's are the straight golds.
Yeah.
Dan's are these right here.
The
blenders, Coach Prime.
Oh, yeah.
Prime
those are
21
called
gold.
those are called Prime. Those are called Prime 21s.
Prime 21
I
gold.
believe Dr. Dan is trying to order them right now on his phone.
Dan?
And I got a drink.
I can't.
Thank you.
I'm not allowed to. I can't buy one.
Well, you better buy 2, bitch. And one for your boyfriend.
I just gotta figure out. Are they on Amazon? Or do you have to go straight to Blender?
I think you gotta go straight to Blender. And it says pre-order now. Like they may not. Oh, expected ship date December of 23.
Oh, come on.
No, for real.
That's wild. The season's going to be over by the time everybody gets them.
I mean, whatever. Look, they got
December 23.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that's crazy. That's like Fanatics duping everybody on the Tom Brady jerseys a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah.
What'd they do?
Remember Brady came to town that March. People were ordering them, and they didn't get them until like January the next year.
I believe Dr. Dan, was yours delayed?
yes.
Yeah. He got a Tom Brady jersey that was delayed.
Took him
forever.
6 months.
It took 5 or 6 months.
Well, they're pretty cool. So I mean, they'll be just as cool in December.
Yeah.
Dion did 60 Minutes last night. I guarantee they didn't get as good an interview as I did.
Nope.
Eventually, 60 minutes.
By the way, I went 27 minutes with Dion. He only did 13 for.
Well, this was an edited video.
This doesn't
so it
profile the
wasn't like a
same
straight
subject
interview.
No,
twice
he was
in
talking
2
about
seasons.
the ones before, like the Pat McAfee's and
But
those guys.
convention
Yeah, Pat McAfee, First Take, all that, Party Interruptions. They all went about, what, 15?
If that.
Steve, you're already publicly talking about Travis Hunter's Heisman chances. So for superior talent, he plans.
What's going on?
That's it.
You know, I ain't never done none of that.
You don't even fly fish.
No, I don't. I fish.
A visit to the first team meeting in December.
Yeah, 100% Big E 7375. Who we doing that one? What's the game, Big E?
Why do little ladies have giant?
There's nothing sexy or glamorous about this broadcast. Just press play.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Jesse James Dupree on at about 9:05.
Really?
You weren't listening to the show. I'm obviously.
I wish I had a car accident.
No,
I'm
I know.
sorry.
I know you did. I was getting ready to say you were dealing with a semi-emergency situation that you were trying to lend a helping hand in.
Yes.
And that is so admirable. Thank you.
Yeah, I felt bad for that.
And so, good. So since you don't know anything about it,
yeah,
I'd like to get your opinion about Dan. He doesn't know anything about Jesse Gate, does he?
Perfect.
So Dan, should I have you explain Jesse Gate to your brother and we get his opinion, or should I explain Jesse Gate?
I think it would be more fun if I explained it.
I do too.
Okay.
All right, go ahead. We got Jesse Gate going on.
Okay.
Jesse's going to be live on my show about 9:05. I've known Jesse since 1996. I've been supporting Jesse with everything he ever did. And he's going to call in today and promote his new song, which is called Never Gets Old. It's a collabo with Brian Johnson.
Okay.
And
From
it's-
AC/DC.
I
From
know who
AC/DC.
Brian Johnson is, Dan.
And it
Okay,
sends,
we'll just
and,
fill in the
and
gaps.
it's real rocky. So go ahead, Dan, and let Jay know what's going on. And then Jay tell me, because I'm still on the fence as to how I'm going to pull this interview off or my stance on it. So, Dan, go ahead.
Because Bubba is so brilliant at hyping, we decided to tease the video from the very new song that we were going to promote today as Jesse Dupree comes on at the 9 o'clock hour to promote his new song.
Okay.
So we're going through the video and commenting on the video, and then about maybe a quarter of the way into the video, it starts popping up all of these rock and roll stations, including 98 Rock with the modern insignia. The modern sort of decorum for the 98 Rock with the Buccaneer flag in it.
The local 98 Rock.
logo.
And then they did, like about 15 or 20. How many, Bubba? Let me
tell
24.
24 different stations, rock stations, classic rock stations throughout the country.
Embedded throughout his video?
Embedded throughout the video, which was not really a video of the band, but it was just like a bunch of almost like.
I'll actually give.
Was
Jay,
it okay? Let me. Just
I'll
look
give you.
real quick.
Here, I'll just give you a little bit of an example here.
I'll be here when he's on.
It's that. It's all that. Bunch of like stock photos
So hold
and
on.
stock
I
images.
see. There's one.
So
Boink.
hold on.
Boink.
Right. So you got the gist of it?
Yeah, I get. Okay.
So of the
Hold
20,
on.
There
So
it
hold
is.
on.
There it is.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on here. Hold on.
With the Skyway. Boink.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead.
So of the 24 stations that were mentioned, Bubba was not mentioned at all. And
what?
Over the years, as you may know, the Bubba's had
his back,
and
vice
forever. He's had him on over a dozen times. He's had him on as recently as just a few weeks ago. He had him on during the pandemic. He's always been a huge, huge, huge fan and promotion and friend of the band, and was a little upset that he wasn't mentioned. There could have been a 25th 1-second vignette of the Bubba Army. And I get it.
I agree with you. And I think maybe it was an oversight. Maybe one of his handlers. I don't know, Bubba. I think
We'll find out.
So clearly, it's not, hey, I'm mad that this happened from him. This is more like, hey, I just looked at this, and why am I not included in these 25 other people?
Yeah,
I agree with you.
Yeah, like I'm gonna say, like Jesse, did 98 Rock play Get Up on It, and it didn't fall from the sky? Two of his lesser known, most recent records that no radio stations played.
Right.
But I did, and supported, and had him on and interviewed. Did 98 Rock play? Get Up? Is it called Get Up on In It?
Yeah, Get Up on It.
Sure they didn't.
No. Did they play It Didn't Fall from the Sky, which is talking about truckers delivering goods to.
That was during COVID.
During COVID.
No, nobody played that. You couldn't put my logo and it's listen. You'd have to put I have a logo. I have a logo as prominent, if not more so, recognizable than the one that's on my screen right now.
I'm looking at it on the other side of your screen. Big flags of it.
Yeah, but I'm saying is like, you didn't have to put Bubba the Love Sponge, my name. You could just put Bubba Army.
The chevron.
That logo is far more recognizable than the one that's on my screen right now. The new 98 Rock with the home of the Buccaneer flag, right? That's their logo now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I was going to cancel, Jay. I was going to cancel, but I'm thinking, that's not cool. I've known Jesse for 30 years, but it would certainly make a point.
I think if you just tell him, maybe you make the same point.
How would you say it?
Dude, what up with this? Are you kidding me?
Dan,
What the F are you thinking, man?
Dan,
are you freaking kidding me?
Dan,
you're not here.
not you.
Is that the wrong?
Pretend he's
Wrong
one
Diaco.
spectrum.
Okay,
Yeah,
wrong.
your
More
brother.
tempered.
Your brother.
More
Okay.
tempered.
Your younger brother.
So I would say, Jesse, I thought we were boys. This comes to
I'll be
surprise
Jesse.
me.
Man, we are boys, man. We've been going back since 1996. I did 100 days and 100 shows, man. I've been to 5 livestocks.
You're my boy.
Okay.
I was just at Orange County Choppers. I brought you up on stage and everything.
Well, who plays more of you than me when no one else plays you? Who plays more than me? Nobody. And so I'm watching this video this morning, and I'm trying to put you over before you have your on-air presentation or on-air interview, and I see all these logos, and I'm waiting. Where's mine, man? Where's mine?
Well, man, I put on 98 Rock there in Tampa. I thought I figured out, 98 Rock is where we.
I would get somewhere between a little lower than Dan, but I wouldn't be up. I wouldn't cut him a promo, but I would certainly be like, come on, man, how come it's not a 25th? And have him just answer it. What's the deal? Did I hurt your feelings?
I'd be like, hey, Jesse.
Was it oversight? I mean, why would you forget me of all people?
I'd be like, hey, Jesse, I know you put 98 Rock. I haven't been on there since 2004.
Maybe your handler should know that I don't work there anymore.
Yeah, maybe your people that put together your videos should really know who supports you.
It could be something as simple as that. You don't put out all your videos. Someone else does it for you. If Lummy made a mistake, you'd chew his ass out.
Oh, Lummy's made mistakes.
But I mean, it could be something as simple as that, or it could be, they didn't let me. I'd like to hear his explanation.
No, I'll tell you what his explanation is going to be. It's going to be like what you said, but I can tell you the truth of it is.
What is it?
And Rhett, if you're available, you know the radio business much like I do, is that he feels.
Scott heard Jay was here.
He feels. He looks like he kind of pandered to the iHeart deal, so he's hoping that all these iHeart stations add him. But if he would have put me in there, that instantaneously would make them not add me.
I don't even know if it was so much that.
I do.
Think,
really?
Oh, yeah. I'm the Antichrist.
I don't think so.
Anna most recently came from... Anna, how am I perceived?
I don't think any of those out-of-market stations even would have made that connection, though.
Okay. All those out-of-market stations, buddy, are controlled by one guy.
iHeart.
No, iHeart has one guy that's in charge of all the rock format.
George Soros.
No,
not him. Oh,
right. And I mean, they there's you guys,
but they're not all iHeart.
Oh, they're not.
No, I just looked up 96.5, and it's Audacity.
That's Audacity.
Yeah. So that was the first one I looked up. Just to double check.
But also, you guys would certainly agree that some of which is my fault, some of which is not. Regular radio, Cox, Beasley, Audacity, iHeart, Cox, they don't
Can we
like.
stop saying iHeart? The name is just terrible.
I know, but they all hate me. I am the Antichrist. I am blackballed.
Yes.
None of them do business with me. None of them want to hire me. So when you put me up there, it's like you're almost like, oh, Jesse likes him. Jesse hangs out with him. Thanks for the logo placement, but no on the song ad. Hello.
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 Hey.
Perfect.
And finally, hello.
Hey, it's Pedro.
Nobody on the phone today. Nice. So Jesse's supposed to be on at 9:05. I thought, Lummy, I'd play, and so we could close out the Dion deal. I closed the 60-minute interview because it was just whatever.
Yeah, just a typical
Just go watch
Dion
my
interview.
interview.
Your interview is way more compelling.
Well,
so I mean,
it was a negative slant. I was just watching it with Bubba during the hot mic, and it was pretty negative.
It was like, why did you abandon the
Why did you do
HBU?
this, and why did you do that? And did you finish your mission? And what about this? It was terrible.
They were trying to get that guy.
I really thought, man, Lummy, with this pick six of Shiloh, I thought it was it was going to go as planned.
Exactly.
I did too.
They moved the ball back to the 22. They ruled it a sack. Picked off. Real estate ahead. Shiloh.
His other son.
Yeah, that's his son. And
that's
Dion,
awesome.
Dion's number all through the league's always been 21. And his son wears 21.
And they play the same position?
Yes. And then he was number 2 at Florida State, and Shador wears number 2. Now, Jay said this was very Dion-like, and it is, except Dion wouldn't have got caught by this guy.
No, well, he'd be high stepping at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, this number 14 that's making ground on Shiloh would have been dusted.
Showing him his shoe bottoms.
He still dusted him. But that was a penalty.
Yeah, that was a penalty.
That was a 15-yarder. Personal foul.
It got real thuggy.
Yes.
It really did.
Do any of his kids even come close to the talent that Dion is? or was.
No.
Not even close.
No, Anna, you don't understand. There's not anybody currently playing in the NFL.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no one really in the NFL that's ever
as
done.
athletic.
There's been one other human being,
Bo Jackson.
Yes,
See, I know things.
But Bo Jackson didn't go both ways in the NFL. He went offense, defense, and he played professional baseball.
And Bo Jackson never won a Super Bowl.
Right, and he won 2 Super Bowls with 2 different
and
teams.
a World Series.
No.
Or
he won a
participated in
World
it.
Series.
No, he didn't.
Oh.
Deion participated in a World Series.
Oh.
I don't think he won one.
They didn't win with him, I don't think.
He did.
He played with Maddox
listen,
years, didn't he?
People can argue that had Bo Jackson's career not been shortened, that he would have gone on to be
One of the greatest
Yeah,
running
but it
backs.
was shortened by physical ailments. I'm sorry. But Deion was able to be sustainable for 15 years.
Well, different position, though.
Yeah,
Still.
I mean, Bo Jackson's hip came out of socket. He still played a whole nother year, Jay.
Hold on.
I mean,
Hello.
Dan will tell you that's pretty.
Hello.
Aggressive.
My phones must be messed up, or people are just being dicks. So, I mean, Deion arguably.
Could you not really hear that guy?
No, I didn't.
I heard him.
But Bubba,
I
we've
couldn't.
heard all 4 callers who
I
have
haven't
called
heard
in.
any
I haven't
calls.
heard
I haven't
any.
heard anything.
I heard
Okay,
both
all
the
right,
last
I'm sorry.
two. I heard the last 2, Rhett.
Oh, hold on.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm
I
just
did.
trying to figure out if this is a technical issue or if we're working.
Apparently.
I mean, I wouldn't just hang up on
People are
some-
talking, but
I'm
just
not
hangs
hearing
up
nothing.
on
No,
them.
the one guy. I can tell you. The one guy said Pedro, right?
Yeah, Pedro was
Okay,
on the
I
phone.
I didn't hear anything.
I heard that,
Hello.
We're hearing it back here.
Hello.
and I'm hearing the
We
remote.
haven't picked it up yet.
Yeah, this is no one.
Hello.
Bubba?
Yeah.
Bubba.
There you go.
Okay.
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm sorry to interrupt your show. I was wondering if I could talk to Jay for a second.
What would you like to talk to Jay about? I mean, it would have to be on the air. I mean, is it okay to be on the air?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, go ahead.
Jay.
Yes, sir.
Jay, I overheard you talking Friday on the hot mic about your neck issues.
Yeah.
Have you considered spinal decompression therapy?
I've tried it. Yes, and I've
Oh,
tried
yeah.
it. It didn't really work. I've done epidural steroid injections. I've done radio frequency ablation, and RFAs have worked best for me. So, Bubba, that's like when they go in and they obliterate your nerves at the ends of the cervical level that's causing you problems. And then over a couple of years, a year to 2 years, the nerve endings grow back, they start firing off again, and you have that same similar pain. So for me, that's what helped my neck is RFAs.
What's the origin of your neck problems?
Surfing, mountain biking, car accidents. I've had a little bit of everything.
Dodging candles, fists.
There's no doubt. I got to be able to shuck and drive like Floyd Money Mayweather.
He has to be like the Matrix when that Plant City freak comes in with her left right combo.
I got that Mayweather. Put my shoulder up.
Anyway, buddy, I hope that answered your question.
Thank you.
Thank you. I got to go to words because I got Jesse Dupree.
Yeah.
Next. This ought to be interesting.
Science has studied his brain and still has no theories about the things that come out of it.
I'm talking, you fat ass.
Bubba. The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
What's the chances of it?
I mean, how many total stations?
What was that?
How many total stations were?
24. So wait, so when he hit his hip,
He hit it and he killed the blood supply to it.
Oh, okay.
So it died. Avascular necrosis, right? It took a year to crumble.
Because I remember they showed him tackled. I thought the guy yanked on it.
No, it just,
But it's still pretty
he
rare,
hurt the
right?
blood supply to it.
That's still rare, right?
No, that it's a shitty design.
Oh, okay.
It's a bad design.
Can they fix it now?
You get paid how much?
With a replacement.
Did you see? Last night,
Who, what?
Did you see that they said Aaron
Oh,
Rodgers
business
would come
picked that
back
name
in
because they would get tired of being called cheap channel.
Did you see they said about putting metal? Okay. I saw that.
Guy's got
They won't work.
job still.
Fucking glass eye, motherfucker.
See you, fellas. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, Daniel.
Daniel. Oh, Scott's really getting after
So you're
it.
gonna need to go.
I know, we know Jay's here. Scout, relax.
It might be the Spectrum guy.
Yeah, Spectrum guys are back there. I let
Oh.
Boogie know they're here.
She can't smell Jay yet.
You said we'll schedule it.
Then
Who's
she'll
here?
Really freak
Spectrum
out,
guy.
piss all over
It's all
herself.
Oh, he is
Like
right now?
last
Yep.
time.
It's not gonna affect anything with us. It's separate.
Perfect.
Just wanna clear that up.
Rays set to announce deal for stadium and St. Pete.
Game was good yesterday, huh?
See the whole game?
Yeah. I didn't stay the whole game. I watched the last. I stayed through the fourth quarter.
Did you see the pick six at the end? The silver game?
No. I did on TV.
Were my Sunbelt guys there?
Yes, they were.
Were they good dudes?
Yes, the old dude John was there, the guy with the beard, and then he had 2 young kids wearing Chicago stuff, and so they were cheering a little bit until there was nothing to cheer about. Nothing Danny had to address.
But it kind of worked itself out.
Yeah, that kind of worked itself out because Trey's like, they're kind of cheering, Dad, and I'm like,
yeah, but there's not much to cheer about.
Not like, I mean, they're allowed to clap and shit, just don't be like in people's faces.
Right.
Are you going to be playing that during his interview? Kind of complicated.
Hello, Perma Grom.
No, I can't. I
Took
care of
I can't.
We told them 9:15, so I don't know when they're going to join us.
Oh, we told them 9:15?
I thought it was great,
Okay.
and I'm
I'll
super,
be late
I'm
then.
liking.
So I'll be live on the air.
I like it a lot.
I think Rick's still here.
We were watching the sun.
Yeah. You were like waiting for it to get to you?
Because we waited.
All right, I thought we told them 9:05, so I'll just get into some stuff.
The email said 9:15.
What time?
It was my fault.
No, I'm just like,
So our the guys right behind us that we know were like perfectly in the shade, and when we sat down, they were right up. That sun was on our thighs. We're like,
We have that happen at the Yankees all the time. Our seats are the exact same way, and you know, in preseason you go to like maybe the 7th inning, and you usually like smoking hot until like the 4th inning. It gets to the back of your head, and then you're like
we could watch it on our like.
It makes such a difference, doesn't it? Your knees are smoking hot.
Beginning of the second quarter, we were in the shade.
That's good.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's
It
running.
wasn't
I don't
that
know
bad for a first quarter. I mean, like.
Oh,
Boogie's doing some IT work because I couldn't do it. So they asked me, it's just me. I said, no,
Did you
too busy.
I was surprised that was almost
That's why I gave him, Boogie's number. Just okay.
I can't believe that.
Did you give me the heads up?
The first impression, he got the
He
heads up.
did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I would, like, as a man, I would tell Boogie, hey, listen, just let you know.
I said, I didn't mean that. I said, I thought it'd be more professional than that.
But he had to get him there, and
I
he
mean,
did.
but he's been okay towards Boogie himself, but he seems.
Boogie don't fuck around either. Like, Boogie won't put up with shit. Like, you know, like Boogie ain't one to fuck. Like, if Neil put Boogie packs in, Boogie don't fuck around.
That was so good. That was such an
I was trying to
athletic
make some
move that
money.
he did.
I
And then
didn't
for
want
the
to
defense to then turn around and push him across the goal line was awesome.
This will probably be on project.
Yeah.
Like they have confidence. You see, they have swag.
I understand.
I feel like
That
because
guy's
he
a
shows a
fucking
little
dick.
bit
No,
of
no, not
grit, he's going
Boogie.
to put his head
Fucking
down on his head.
Neil
ripped
can
off the
straight fuck
okay,
off.
we're gonna play hard for him.
Yeah.
So I don't know that he's had a team that likes him like this.
He fires me.
I'm not complaining about.
Yeah, I know.
But it just seemed.
Did Bruce tell you I told him that he can fuck off?
And boring.
He also apparently walked off with a bunch of equipment when he.
Because it just seemed like
He didn't have
Oh,
Gronk.
he's a thief.
We were missing a couple people. You know, he always had Gronk or like a Welker or somebody. He was just kind of missing those people that he could dump it across the inside.
There was no excitement. It was always the play call.
So I can talk about these
Oh my God.
stories. He's over.
We need his.
Where's he at here?
He's going to pop up on
The
the
offense is way
Okay. So then I can talk about this stuff here, right?
Yeah, you just don't move.
I was wondering.
So move
who's
over.
calling the plays now?
He was a quarterback coach of Seattle.
I like him
Exactly
a lot. Put up
But then
North
the
Carolina,
defense-
sir.
I can't. I can just talk about it. I can't play it.
Our offense is going to try to.
I would.
Yeah.
I mean, if something happens where there's trouble, we'll figure
The
it
guy
out.
behind me, he was like, I think at halftime, the Bucks controlled like 25 minutes.
I make this.
I'm just gonna read about this story. By the time I read about this story, he'll be on.
Because last year,
I'm not gonna play this story. I'm just gonna read this story right
like
here.
at the first half, it was always. All right, 4-0.
I know.
Maybe we'll have a touchdown in the first quarter, but then it was like, out.
Yeah, our typical halftime score was like 6-3.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I felt like our offense last year. It was like that.
Out there.
Until he shows up.
It felt like the Ray Perkins offense last year. The play calling was so bad.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Unless that goal.
Let's go like
It was like first down was up the middle every time.
Tony Dungy, you knew exactly. It's going to be a run with.
And after Russell Brand
Right, run with the Dunn and see if it works. And if it works, then we're gonna play all day like
I
that.
know, or if it runs with All-Star, we'll run with All-Star, then third down, you get Trent Dill for going back, or maybe throwing it to a tight end, or a comeback route for 8 yards.
My wife was so funny. She doesn't know much about football, but she was saying yesterday, she's like, seems like Heisman Trophy.
I'm just gonna
it's like a curse.
play this 18-second
It
deal,
almost is.
and then get out of it.
Okay, so I got it.
It's a smaller
And then if you want to move him over,
Yep. What's up, Steve? Grumpy old man, everybody. How you doing? Yeah, I like him.
So I'm going to get Monday Night.
Revolution. Oh, your ears are in for some severe blunt force trauma. Bubba the Love Sponge. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Quick story about Russell Brand, and then Jesse's at 9:15. Here's the Russell Brand accusations. Anna might be more up on it than any of us.
English comedian and actor Russell Brand is facing accusations of rape, sexual assault, and emotional abuse. The allegations against the entertainer emerged in a joint investigation by 3 British media outlets. Brand denies the accusations made by 4 women, saying his relationships have been, quote, always consensual.
So now, is this like the standard, like chick dated guy?
Yes.
And now, guy is getting popular.
Yes.
And guy is popular.
Well, I mean, but
he's becoming a voice anti-establishment, and Anna and I were speaking about this off air, and so we don't really know much about the accusations other than his denial, which is everything was consensual. But we both find that the timing is incredibly suspicious for things that happened in 2006. This guy's becoming a problem for the media. So 3 media outlets do a story on him, and they
kind
find
of a hit piece.
Well,
right?
here's
They
the
find
thing.
3 women. I mean,
some of the women came out years ago, like 15 years ago, made complaints that I guess were never made public, and now all of a sudden everything's public.
But okay, so within the complaints that they made, was there investigations? I mean, did agents? Were they investigated?
I'm not 100% sure on
the
that.
story's so new, we don't know much about it, but it seems to be along the lines of what happens to anyone who's becoming popular, and the very last thing they do, what do? Sexual assault allegations against you. They did it to Trump in the 2015-16 elections. They do it to everybody, and so I don't know if it's true or not. I hope it's not true, because I think he's one of the few independent thinkers out there that is not right, not left. He's a clear eye.
He's brilliant.
He's very, very smart. He's
intellectual. But the minute you start getting a little bit of traction, the minute you start getting a little anti-establishment attraction,
right,
then the establishment takes you down.
The same thing just happened to Andrew Tate. He was arrested without any evidence, and the allegation was supposed to be international sex trafficking, and it turned out that it was supposedly 2 girls were doing TikTok, and he supposedly and his brother supposedly helped them set up their accounts. And he's like, it's a joke. I've never done it. But that's literally the allegations against him, which have now been international sex stuff. And it's not that. So,
Jay, to be fair, we don't know. Nobody knows anything what's going on. It seems suspicious. The timing seems suspicious to release it now or to start making allegations and accusations now. But at the end of the day, I always want to say, I don't know. We don't know.
That's honest. And he was rock and roll at the time, partying his ass off.
He was addicted to heroin.
What
a
is
lot
it?
of drugs.
Exactly.
Wasn't he married to a
Katy
famous
Perry?
Yep.
Yeah, Katy Perry
For 2 years.
Yep.
Didn't she say that he was a freak? And
she said something about it being believable or something like that. I can't remember. I read so many things last night.
But didn't he go to sexual rehab too? Or
Yes,
he's considered
I believe
himself
he
a
did.
sexual addict?
I think he may have gone to drug rehab, and he may have gone to sexual rehab as well.
I don't know.
But I don't know. I just get really I'm over these, it happened 15 years ago.
And also, this is another thing
that.
I read that I didn't like. It said one of the accusers was at the time 16, so they tried to throw in like a pedo thing. But I looked up the age of consent in the UK. It is 16.
Right.
So it's like, stop. Don't throw that in there. It's not like he did something illegal, because in the UK,
if that was in Montana,
different story.
We might have a problem.
But it's legal over there. The age of consent is 16. I think that's a bit young.
And
but
everyone knew
it
it at the time too, Anna, like you're saying. That wasn't a surprise at the time.
Yeah.
So is he is there a big investigation going on?
I think
on?
so.
Is there
I saw him on Instagram
Has he been
yesterday.
deplatformed?
No,
Not
he's
yet.
still on.
But I heard what the news is that the local authorities or I should say in England, they're looking into the investigation from the 3 journalists. So I don't know what that means. If there's going to be any charges or not, they don't know yet. They're looking into it.
But he's still on tour doing stand up, I think.
Did you end up pulling the trigger on the Chappelle?
Oh no, hell no.
How much was it?
Well, I mean, you could afford it, but
I think my sister,
really good tickets were like $500.
My sister bought 4 in the 102 section.
Ooh,
what was that, like
good.
probably like $250 each?
No, I think isn't the 102 section.
I don't know anything about.
That's down low. That's good.
Yeah.
then probably closer to 400.
She
each.
texted me.
Are you going?
On Saturday and said, hey, you want to go to Dave Chappelle?
Bob, I love it.
No, hold on. I go, what date is it? And I think she said October 28th, I think. Is that what day? What day is Chappelle?
It's either 28th or 29th.
It's either 28th.
27th? I don't remember.
Somebody find me when Chappelle is. It's in October.
Yes.
It's a night that Anna can't go.
So, but what
October
night?
29th, I believe.
By the way, that's a Sunday night.
7 o'clock.
I remember being on the grader, and it's Saturday afternoon, and my sister says I have an opportunity to buy 4 tickets in 102. Don't worry about don't worry about it's on me. And I'm like, no, I really don't want to go.
What?
Because it's a Sunday. It's a Sunday night.
So you're not going?
No.
So does she need someone to go?
I know. I think she only bought 2. Plus, I don't think that you could even afford it.
Oh, I know. I thought you said she bought 4 and she needed someone to go.
Well, she was going to buy 4. One was going to be for her brother.
You're so free aggressive. I mean,
I just told her I couldn't afford tickets. I didn't know if she needed a friend.
No,
That's
I
all
mean,
I'm
I think I
saying.
don't
with her
necessarily.
Well,
Like
if
she's
she
going with her
bought
husband.
4.
I think she,
That's called the double date. It's either the husband and Anna or you and
Anna.
I'll be Bubba's date.
No, I'm not going.
Oh.
And neither is the Merch Crick. I think that she only bought 2.
Okay.
I think she only bought 2.
Sorry, I asked.
So you're so free aggressive.
Who isn't?
There's Jesse right there. See if he can hear me or not.
What's up?
How are you doing?
Well, that's
Turning that some Bluetooth speakers off. There we go. I'm getting this squared away here. How you doing, brother? Good to see you.
Are you in Georgia right now?
Look at the logo.
Yeah,
Right
I'm
behind
in
us.
the
Oh
office.
yeah, nice logo behind you, bitch.
Oh, God. All right, there we go.
You know I made.
You gave that to me.
Well,
you gave that to me.
Oh, that's
okay.
funny.
That's a technicality. You got me on that.
Okay.
You gave me that plaque.
Okay, you got me. right now, it's Jesse 1, Bubba nothing. But we're fixing to keep score here because you done pissed me off bad.
Uh-oh.
Bad, like so bad. I'm so mad at you, and we're such good friends that I think we could tell each other when we're mad at each other. Because you know, when you're mad at somebody and you really don't care about them, you don't even have to really tell them that you're mad at them. You just ignore them, right?
You just end the relationship.
Yeah, you just end the relationship. But if if you went to and you went and played some gig and the promoter was a real dick and he really screwed you over and I'm just not gonna do business with that guy anymore. We ain't coming here no more. What? So Jesse, I play your song with you and Brian. Never Gets Old. And play the hell out of it. Promote the fact that Jesse Dupree is going to be on here. I'm also the same guy that had you on when you had It Didn't Fall from the Sky, and I also had you on when Get Up All in It, and I always try to promote you. And I'm watching this video, and there's 24 logos of radio stations that you've established relationships with over the year, and there's not one Bubba Army logo in there.
Oh, you know what? You're right. God, I suck.
I told you it was a mistake, Bubba. I told you it was a mistake.
No, I knew it was a mistake, but it's one that Jesse knows. That would hurt my feelings.
Well, dude, now I do feel bad. I know you winding it up, and I know that Bubba could really give a damn about stuff like that in some sense. But I'm telling you right now, I do feel bad about it because I didn't think about it.
Because I'm telling you right now, when you go to Indianapolis in November, you might see a couple Bubba Army shirts, but you're not going to find a KUPD or I guarantee you, almost every gig you go to throughout America, not just territorially, but you probably see a Bubba Army shirt or two every couple nights.
I see him at every show. And let me share this with you. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to take full responsibility for that because it did slip by me. I'll share with you the process was I did not have any direct control over that video edit whenever it was going down. We gave them a list of everybody, and you were on that list. There was seriously so many people. I guess they just didn't get everybody in there. I've been so slammed with about 10 other things going on, and I just didn't micromanage it like I should. So I take responsibility. It's my fault. but I did not think about it until you just mentioned it. So I love you, and I'm sorry. Yeah, in front of all the Bubba Army, I'm asking for you to please accept my sincere apology.
Stop!
How about that?
That's
he's
why.
the man.
That's why I like Jesse, because
He's the
even
man.
in the midst of a major f up, I could just never not love the guy.
How could you?
I could never not love the guy. You know that I'm here ride or die, bitch. You know that. I'm like your ride or die.
And there's not a night. If I see a Bubba Army, and not if, like I say, I see him every night. But when I see a Bubba Army, I call them out from the stage. It don't matter where we are.
Yeah.
Bubba, and you can test me on that. You already know. And that's a fact, because I love the guys that listen to you, man. They're just, everybody's so dedicated to.
I can tell right now you're mad. I can tell in your eyes that you're mad as hell. I can tell you're all bowed up. You're all bowed up and everything. Look at you.
I told you. Assume that he didn't know. It's exactly what I told Bubba.
I know you didn't know, but I knew you were going to be mad as hell when I brought it up. You're bowed up.
Well, now what I'm scared now is I probably got about 100 people that are mad at me now that I think about it. So,
but just the one dude that's been with you. I've almost been with you the longest, almost maybe.
Yeah, you have. Yeah, you have. I was telling somebody the other day about the 100 shows in 50 days, and we were scheduled. And I know I've mentioned this before, but I'll tell you guys, doing 100 shows in 50 days is not easy. And we were scheduled we were working our way out toward the west, and the 100th show was supposed to be in like Dallas, Texas. And I get a phone call. It was saying, Bubba is insisting that you do the 100th show in Florida. And I went, yeah, but we're already planned way out here. And they said, you better figure this out, because Bubba wants you in Florida for the 100th show.
And it was in the morning too. So you literally had to get in your tour bus, drive all night long. And I think you guys pulled in like 15 minutes. I don't even think you sound checked.
It was a scramble, because there was actually leading up several days that we had to reroute and reschedule. And you talk about pissing some people off, because they were expecting to get one of the 100 shows and they didn't, because we had to turn around and work our way down to Florida. I tell this is another story that, let's just be serious for a second about special moments, right? That come about. And this is just a side note, but it was a really crazy night. The 99th show was just up the road from you in Jacksonville. And we played in Jacksonville on that tractor trailer. And we got through playing, and we jumped off, and we were signing that Greatest Hits album, and that we were out promoting at the time. And these young guys are going, hey, are you going to go see Ronnie's grave? And I said, man, we don't have time. We got to go do Bubba's show. We got Bubba's our 100th show. We're heading south. And he go, no, and they go, you don't have time to go see Ronnie's grave? And I said, no. And they said, it's just right there. And I said, right where? And in the parking lot we were in, they said, it's just on the other side of those shrubberies. And so we walked about 100 yards across this parking lot and stepped through those shrubberies, and we were standing right there on Olive Leonard Skinner's gravesite.
Wow. They're in Jacksonville? I did not know that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
that's like killer.
It's very unsuspecting, because you're in the shopping center parking lot, but just through the shrubberies is where all the Skinner crew are buried. And listen, we'd been doing 100 shows in 50 days. We were getting our ass kicked. We were a little bit tired. And I stood there and cried. I mean, it was an emotional thing that just hits you out of nowhere because I wasn't expecting to be standing in the middle of the royalty of the Skinner's gravesites, but it was.
Now, didn't they make where the plane crashed, wherever it was, they made like a memorial there? I think there's a memorial there too, isn't there?
I don't know about a memorial, but there's a tree. There's a tree that I guess one of the trees that the plane had grazed by or whatever and scarred, but there's tree, and everybody that goes and visits it, I guess, carves and signs into that tree.
Right.
And but it's not easy to get to that site where that plane crashed. I mean, you have to literally go onto someone's farm. Yeah. And I think it's like a little guy from Taiwan or something owns that farm now. So he's got this guy from Taiwan, got all these people trekking through his farm to get back to where the Skinner plane crashed.
They made a little monument right outside of where the plane crashed.
I'd be charging to get in there. The hardcore Leonard Skinner fans would be paying. Oh, yeah. Which death of a rock and roll guy upset you the most? Would it be Leonard? I mean, like, what's been the most upsetting for you? Because rock guys, and probably rock guys that you've opened for, and probably rock guys that have opened for you, and probably rock guys that have been on the same label as you, just relationships. Like all the AC/DC guys. Would it have been one of the young guy? One of the guitarists from AC/DC?
Well, I mean, I wasn't close. I'm really close to Brian, as you know, and I wasn't. I'd been around Malcolm and Angus. I was actually in the studio with them when they recorded the Black Ice album, and so that's not, that's a big deal for them to let you inside the circle to be in the studio while they're tracking, and to be able to pick up Angus's guitar and noodle around on it. It's like seriously, I'm still that 15-year-old kid that I was drawing stage setups on my notebook in school, right? I mean, I'm still a fan, but but when Malcolm passed. It's that moment that you realize, well, that is a moment in time that's gone, and with him to be back up with Angus doing his thing and such a force. But also, I mean, there's other things like like I was close to Duck Dunn because of Brian as well.
Right.
Actually, Duck Dunn, he was next door neighbors with you guys down there, right where y'all live, and I'd gotten a chance to know him. And Duck was such a sweet guy and such a legend. I mean, he played in Booker T and the MGs. He played on the Blues Brothers movies, the bass player with the pipe.
Right.
But he was from Memphis, so he and I talked the same language. And he was, but yeah, I was really sad about that because he was just such a legend, and I was really just kind of getting to know him as a good friend. But that was I actually still got the voicemail from Brian on my phone where Brian goes, "We lost Ducky today, me son." When Brian called to tell me that Duck Dunn had passed away, and I remember I was over at Brian's house one time, and we were out on the back where cooking out where the swimming pool was, and this big yacht pulls up and almost crashes into Brian's dock, and it was Duck Dunn who just bought this damn thing and didn't know how to
drive it.
Yeah,
did you ever meet BB King, Jesse?
I did. You know what? Let me tell you that I didn't meet BB King, but one morning I was in New York. I went to New York to do the Craig Kilborn show.
Right.
Remember Craig Kilborn? Yep. And I shot Craig Kilborn's show, and then I had an early flight out of New York, and I go to the airport 5:36 in the morning. I go to the airport, and I'm sitting there. And the sun's kind of coming through that glass just at the right angle, and was hitting me in the face. But I look over and I see this big silhouette, big statue of a man. And it was BB King was just sitting there in his seat at the airport. And he had done like Jay Leno or something the night before. And I just looked at him, and he was nodded off. And he was just sleeping, kind of peacefully sitting in that chair. And I just sat there and I said, man, that's BB King, but I didn't get a chance. I didn't bother him, obviously, but it was just to be in his presence, just what a great.
Now, Jesse, you're very much an accomplished rock and roll guy. Is there ever, like BB King as an example of you not, walking up and introducing yourself? Has there been others like that you've seen at a function or something? You're like, oh my God, there's Sammy Hagar, or there's, whoever. I mean, if you're friends with Brian Johnson, I think you got pretty damn good standings with being able to introduce yourself with anybody. I mean, has there ever been anybody else that you've not walked up, or you did walk up to him and they say, oh my God, you're the Jackal dude. You're the guy that screams his ass off. I'm very familiar with you. Like, does that happen amongst rock and roll circles?
And first of all, there's several things come to mind. I remember one time I was at an agency Christmas party, I guess it was, and Lee Greenwood was there. He sings "God, proud to be an American."
Oh yeah, the best. And I wish that we as Americans had that spirit. Like when Lee sang that song, we really were a different country and liking each other.
Well, I wasn't going to bother him like that because he was having a good time at the Christmas party. But I was geeking out over it because I just think he's great and what a voice. And I turned around several minutes later. I turned around, he's standing there going, "Hey, I love you on Full Throttle." It's really cool. And he was talking about that. And but there's those moments. I met Chris Christopherson one time. And,
that's a neat dude, isn't it?
And I kicked myself in the ass every day that I did not get my photograph. I didn't want to be that guy and ask him for a photograph, but we stood there and I was consulting a record label in Los Angeles. I went by to meet the guy that owned the label, Cameron Strang. I was going to meet him for dinner, so I went by his office. And when I went in, he was sitting there talking to Chris Christopherson, and he invited me to come in, and we sat there and talked for a while. And I'm just going, man, I wanted so bad to be a geek, but I stayed cool. But now I regret it because I would have loved to have my picture made with Chris, just a legend. And there's been others. I mean, I do have photographs of Carole King and I, whenever I went to that castle in the south of France to write those songs.
Right.
It was an invitational thing by Miles Copeland, who managed the police, and he has a 13th century castle over in France.
And he brought like 25 musicians, 30 people, and to all write a song.
Yeah, you go in. There's no phones, no televisions. You're cut off from the world for 8 days, and you go in and you see your name up on the board in the morning while you're having breakfast, and you're assigned to go into a room of the castle with 2 other people you wouldn't normally write with. So you can find yourself in a room with Carole King and Trey Bruce, or just Desmond Child and Mark Hudson, I worked with all those guys over the course, but Carole King was there. I kept asking Carole King to marry me. We'd be just in different places. I said, Carole, will you marry me? I just loved her to death. And Carole King, Bubba, this is something I wish you'd have been at. Carole King, Mark Hudson from the Hudson Brothers. You remember the Hudson Brothers TV show? The Hudson, but he wrote "Living on the Edge" with Aerosmith. Living on the Edge.
Really?
Man, how much did you make from that? Whoa.
Yeah. So Mark Hudson, Jack Blades from Night Ranger, Carole King. We would all meet down in the kitchen late at night in this 13th century castle, and we would eat muesliks, and we called it a colon blow party. And we would, we would sit there, and they would everybody would tell stories, and it was just great. And one night we'd kind of broke it up, and everybody was about to go to bed, and Carole walked outside, and she ran into Ted Nugent out in the courtyard of this castle. And Ted had been going out every afternoon with his bow and arrow and killing stuff. But he would come back and show everybody pictures of stuff he'd killed and everything. And I remember Carole in that courtyard. I was walking out, and Carole was giving Ted down the road about not showing them any more pictures of dead animals. And Ted was very respectful because it's Carole King, right? She had songs on the Beatles' first record. But I went running upstairs and grabbed Jack Blades, and we watched out the window as that conversation went down. It's just funny moments. So yeah, I've been in some situations that I wish I'd have recorded or videoed. I remember I met Sylvester Stallone one time.
Could you freak out how short he was?
And I wanted to say, you a tiny.
You couldn't whip anybody's ass.
So you've obviously met him.
Yeah, I met him a couple of times. He's teeny tiny. He's teeny tiny.
That's what unfortunately, that's what you think when you meet him. When you meet him, you're not going, "Oh God, this is damn Rocky." You're thinking, "God damn, he's short."
He's short as hell. So now on the flip side of that, Jesse, what's been the biggest rock star that ever came up to you and said, "You're Jesse James Dupree. There's got to be one that really took you back, that was a fan of yours and you didn't even know it."
Yeah, well, when we were doing the Full Throttle TV show, and I found myself doing those damn stunts and stuff, which would kind of happen by accident, being shot out of a cannon, and blown up in a box of dynamite and all this stuff. And I was going to jump off that bridge. It's a 100-something foot tall bridge, and I told Ballard I was going to jump off that bridge, and he goes, "No, you're not." And I struck a deal with him. I said, "How about this?" I said, "If I get Hal Needham wrote Smokey and the Bandit. He was a famous stunt man that Burt Reynolds' best friend." And if you ever get a chance to read that book, I'm sure you probably have, about Hal Needham's life. The guy was he revolutionized stuntmen work. But right before he passed away, they gave him an honorary Oscar for his contribution to stuntmen. But he was just a badass, and he wrote Smokey and the Bandit, which is a phenomenal story about how that movie happened. And hear him write. If you ever get a chance, you should read it. But so I made a deal with Mike Ballard. I said, if I get Hal Needham to teach me how to jump off this bridge, then you got to let me do it. And he said, okay. And I started digging, and I actually found a way to get in touch with Hal Needham. So I'm on the phone with Hal Needham, and it's all part of the TV show. And I'm asking him how I jump off this bridge and not kill myself, falling into boxes that will collapse and all these things that he invented. And so we're asking in these questions, and all of a sudden, in the middle of me asking him the question, he says, "You've been shot out of a cannon before. What's that like?" I've never done that. So I've got the legendary Hal Needham asking me what it's like to be shot out of a cannon.
Telling you, don't worry about some stupid ass jump, because he's already seen you get shot out of a cannon.
Yeah. So that, to me, on a personal level, you're asking me, having the superstar of Hal Needham he knew that I'd been shot out of a cannon. I'd not told him. He evidently just knew it, and that just, I'm so proud of that to this day. And so that's my biggest rock star moment was Hal Needham. He wrote Smokey and the Bandit, Bubba. Goddamn.
How? Yeah, no. I mean, how was Sturgis this year? Was it the best? Did you set records? I mean, obviously it's a little bit post COVID, but I think you guys went. Did they miss a year? Did you guys miss a year COVID?
Are you kidding?
Not with Christy Nome.
We had the strongest year we've ever had during COVID. The people that come to Sturgis did not play that game.
South Dakota did not close down at all.
Yeah, they're like, come on down.
Zero.
No, we had like right at 1 million people showed up out there to celebrate America.
Oh, man.
Not being told what to do. They came out again. The South Dakota didn't really play that game as a whole. So people came out, and I got to say this, though, I don't say that belligerently. I say it respectfully because some people have had family members that they've lost to COVID. So it's no joke, but maybe the government might have been a little extreme. But regardless, people came out during COVID and they stuck to their groups and everybody did acknowledge that we were going through something as a country. And so they're not a bunch of dummies. I mean, but they still came out and respectfully had the time of their life at the Full Throttle Saloon's Pappy Hoyle Campground. And we have 1,000 acres out there, 600 acres, and it's just off the hook.
Has that been one of your best investments by far?
Oh yeah, I mean, we have an Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have an all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet, dinner buffet. We have 300.
We should go there, Bubba, one year. God,
I wanted to go one year, but it is just an absolute zoo. We wouldn't even get to see Jesse. It was so crazy.
You would. If Bubba went out there and we did a thing with him, you'd hang out with Bubba, wouldn't you?
Bubba would be front. Bubba would
That's
be
what I'm
front
saying.
and center. Just since when does Bubba not stay front and center wherever he's going?
Well, anytime I go to a Jesse concert, I stay like literally. He is this one dude. Who's the dude that hands you your guitars, tunes them all up? Who's that dude? Randy. Now, you don't understand, Jay. Randy is the boss of everything. He really is. Like, I mean, he's the boss of everything. So he kind of keeps a close rein on who's backstage or who's side stage or who's supposed to be where. And so Randy has known me for years. And I literally, when I go to a Jackal concert, I stand right by Randy as he's tuning up guitars and stuff like that. And he doesn't, I don't have a pass or
He's
nothing.
the gatekeeper, right?
Jesse just goes, hey, Randy, Bubba and them two over there, 3 or 4 or 5. Come, just let him stay around one of them monitors or whatever the hell. Just don't give him no hell. So yeah, Randy doesn't even. As soon as I walk in, Randy just lets me do whatever I want. If I could play the drums, they let me do a drum solo, but I can't. Hey Jesse, remember back in the day when was it Roman would go behind the stack and then I would get the guitar and I would do a solo and everybody thought I was plugged in. Remember?
Yeah. But you had me convinced.
Yeah. So Roman is Roman your head lead guitarist? Jeff and Roman's bass, and Jeff's lead. So we had this gimmick where I would go up like during let me see, Back in Black or one of the cover songs they were doing, and they would hand me a guitar and I would play the lead breakdown, and Jeff would go around the back stack and he would be playing it, but everybody thought I was playing it, and it was crazy with the way we used to do that back in the day.
And Bubba had his poses down too. He'd cock that leg out there.
Oh yeah, I was fat as hell too. I was fat as hell. I could barely get the guitar strap around me.
Bubba had that classic rock move where he was like he was fishing. He'd take the headstock of that guitar, point it down at some good-looking girl, and like reel her in. He was pulling it back.
And I'd always get a few emails because social media was not around back then, but I'd always get a couple emails to the show saying, "Hey, I'm a guitar enthusiast, and we were watching you hit the strings, and you weren't even close to what you were supposed to be hitting." So, Jesse, tell me about the new song with Brian. We've played it a couple times, never gets old. I'm going to continue to play it. I think it dropped on Friday, right?
Yes.
And so tell me, how, did you two write it? Where did you guys record it at? Give me the history of the song.
So, I had found myself with just about an hour or so. I was killing some time on a weekend when the phones weren't ringing. And I went back and listened to some old albums. It had been a while, to be honest with you, it'd been a while since I'd listened to an entire album front to back. I mean, we used to do that when we were younger, but I just haven't done it in a while. And I was ashamed of myself. So I went back and I was in an AC/DC frame of mind. I went back and listened to High Voltage twice.
I listened to Highway to Hell. I listened to Back in Black. And then I went to dinner and I forgot about it. The next day I woke up and I had these songs in my head and I'm trying to think, what album is that off of? I went back to the albums and I couldn't find it. So I picked my guitar up and I start playing around. I realized, okay, I guess I'm just influenced, right? Listening to those albums, it influenced me, and I've gotten some riffs that sound like they belong.
And it really does sound like an ACD.
So then, coincidentally, it was not planned. Nigel walked in the door. My son, good-looking little son of a bitch, he walks in the door, and he lives in Nashville. And I said, well, and I'm in Atlanta. And he walked in, and I said, what are you doing home? He said, I'm going down to Florida to see my mom. He said, I thought I'd stop by here and get a free meal. So he comes in because he's a starving musician, but we feed him. So he comes in and I said, go lace up the drums. And I called Roman and I said, Roman, get over here. So Roman comes over. Nigel's behind the drums. Nigel's standing there with the sticks in his hand. Roman's got his bass around his neck. And they looked at me like, okay, what now? And I just broke into this riff and they were like, they just kicked right in and we played it. And then there was another idea and another idea. The next thing you know, we had 2 days later, we had a whole bunch of songs. And again, no intention of doing an album. And some of it, to be, as you've already heard, sounds so much like AC/DC because I was listening to those albums and I was just having fun. And that's what music's supposed to be. It's just fun. And but I wasn't planning on putting it out because, to be honest, it sounds so much like AC/DC. I didn't think I could get away with it.
Well, you could only get away with it if it was you. If it was just somebody that hadn't established himself in music, it'd be like, oh, that guy's just an AC/DC wannabe.
But here's the thing: is it was so much like that, and I thought, I don't know, and I wasn't going to call Brian because I didn't want to be that guy, right?
But hold on, I hate to interrupt you. You'll never be that guy with Brian. You and Brian are you're never you could be that guy if you called up like maybe Sammy Hagar or somebody you really don't know that well. But you and Brian got a lot of miles together. You guys are boys. I mean, so you're never going to be that guy with Brian ever.
Well, I actually, Sammy, I gave Sammy, he and I are tight. I actually gave him a bottle of my whiskey one time, and Sammy looked at me, he said, Jesse, this will never fail you.
Yeah. He's made, how much did he make off of his tequila? $60 million or something. Oh, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I hadn't spoke to Brian in about 6, maybe 7 months. He had called me when he was in Atlanta and wanted me to go to dinner, and I was out on tour, and it bummed me out. But I wasn't going to call him because he just released that book. It's an incredible book about his life before AC/DC, and he was doing a book tour, and I didn't want to bother him with that, and also too, I'd heard that he was about to do some AC/DC stuff, so I just kind of let it go, and I wasn't going to bother him. That Friday, after 6 or 7 months, the phone rings. Hey, Jesse, how you doing, me son? And so I said, hey, Brian, and he goes, I'm drinking some of your whiskey. And he had a buddy over. They were having dinner, and we talked about whiskey for a while. His buddy was a whiskey enthusiast, and we talked about the process and everything. Then before we hung up, I said, Brian, I wasn't going to call you, but since you called me, I've got these songs you got to help me write. And he said, send them down here. I got a whole notebook. So the next thing I know, Bubba, he and I are going back and forth, and I'm like, he's calling or emailing me ideas, and I was in the middle of a big Harley Davidson video call going on, and with Bill Davidson's team up at the museum, and we were doing this planning meeting on video call, and I looked down and the phone's ringing, and it's Brian, and I went, God, and I said, guys, I got to step out for a minute, and so I went and I grabbed the phone and I called Brian, and when we get together, I'll play this for you. It's really great. But because I recorded everything because I didn't want to lose any of the ideas. He's got a lot of ideas. And so I get on the phone with him and he starts making excuses. He's about an idea he's going to share with me. He was apologizing for it before he even told me because he didn't know if I was going to like it or not. And then I said, well, just tell me what it is. He said, do you remember what the Marines used to say? And I said, now this is the guy that sang Back in Black and shit me all out. I'm still. I mean,
one of arguably the top 3 or 4 lead men, lead rock men of the world, right?
Yeah. So this is him, and he said, do you remember what the Marines used to say? And I said, what's that? And he starts singing those old Marine Corps cadences when the Marines are marching together in formation, and they're, well, I don't know, but I've been told.
Right.
And then they say nasty stuff.
Right. Your mom's vagina's like mold, something like
that. So he's getting a belly laugh out of it. Because he's laughing hard, right? But then he goes, so I'm thinking we change it up a bit. He says, give the audience to sing along. He said, the drums are doomed. Stop. He goes, well, I don't know, but I've been told it never gets old singing rock and roll. And he had me at that moment. And and the next thing you know, we ended up with this song. Again, the album is called Breathing Fire. There's a bunch of tracks on there. We got a couple more songs that I wrote or recorded of Brian. Brian sent me a song that I'm singing about the Pope.
Oh, that's going to go over well.
Yeah, no, it's typical Brian, and I never thought I'd be singing any lines in Italian. Or not Italian, Latin. I'm sorry, Latin. I'm singing in
I didn't
Latin,
even know some dumb hick from Georgia knew any Latin.
I don't. Brian's from Italy, and his mother, he obviously was raised Catholic, but it's a fun song. And it's actually the last song on the record, but it's called Rappa da Papa.
Now, when does the album drop?
The album drops November the 10th. It's called Breathing Fire. It's under my name, Jesse James Dupree, but make no mistake, it's Roman Glick, Nigel Thomas Dupree. My son and Roman, Nigel grew up playing with Roman, and there's a video clip on. Go to Jesse James Dupree's YouTube channel.
I'm on it.
There's a video of me and Roman and Nigel kind of telling our story, and there's a funny story about how Nigel grew up. I got custody of him when he was 6, and I had custody of him, and we would tour, and he would sleep on the bunk right above me. So he was raised by the band, right?
Right.
And Roman and them would get, and Nigel tells the story, but you just gotta watch it. But he tells a story about how while he was asleep at night, they'd get high and they'd steal the candy. They'd steal his candy from the foot of his bed because he wasn't long enough to reach the foot of the bed.
So they get the munchies and steal all Nigel's candy. That'd be a hell of a reality show. Being raised by a rock band, especially Jacko back in the day.
Yeah, but now Nigel is just a hell of a drummer, and so him and Roman lock in like no other, and he kills. Roman calls me up whenever he got the first mixes of the album, and he says, man, there's something special about these. I don't know. I keep putting my finger on it, and I said, I think it's Nigel, because Nigel just had such a pocket that he played in. But I sent a copy. Sterling Sound mastered this record. I mean, when you get through mixing a record, you have to have it mastered. And
you can't master at your place.
You can. It'd probably sound like it.
Oh, okay. I understand.
This is the company Sterling Sound. They mastered Back in Black. They mastered Hotel California, the Eagles. They made the Rolling Stones. They did our Jackals early albums.
Is that expensive, Jesse?
They're expensive, but it sounds like it. So I send it to them to get made, and I sent Brian a copy of it. And Brian, he replies back to me. He says, "Brilliant, Jesse. Sounds mean and angry. The perfect recipe for rock and roll." He said, "Wishing you the very best for this record." And he said, "Let's get some rock on the radio, Bonnie lad." And then, and he goes, "I'm off to LA to rehearse. Wish me luck. Cheers." So he's just a gentleman, and he's supportive, and he's excited about us writing these songs together, and I can't wait for it. So, but if you haven't had a chance, and the other cool thing is that video that you were giving me, rightfully so, giving me a hard time about that video. You can win a trip to Florida by hitting the QR code that's on the video. And if you can name all 35 bands that we pay tribute to on the fonts that we use in the lyric video, if I pick you as a winner and you've named all 35 bands correctly, you win a $1,000 bonus check.
Oh, so that's good.
It's a fun video, and you get a chance to go to Florida and hang out with Bubba, and you get to stay at Bubba's house.
Yeah.
Swim in Bubba's pool.
I used to have a big house.
You get to fly in Bubba's plane. You get to race on Bubba's racetrack. You get to do all those things.
And all I have is left my racetrack. That's all I have left.
Okay, gotcha.
So when is your Florida trip? When is this Florida thing? Because I want to make sure I know.
Yeah, when they win the trip, Florida be in March, and so that's right around the time Daytona Bike Week and stuff. But it'll be fun.
You always are down here for Bike Week. Isn't it usually Leesburg or Destination Daytona or one of the two?
Yeah, we just got through. We just did Laconia up in June. We did Daytona last March, and we did June. Every one of these I get to give away a Harley Davidson motorcycle. I mean, it's a big deal, right? I'm giving away this coming Saturday. I'm giving away my 20th motorcycle, probably worth somewhere in the $30,000 range. I'm giving away my first my 20th Harley Davidson motorcycle this Saturday during the Jackal show at Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue in Rogers, Arkansas.
I don't think Harley has that deal with any other rock band, do they?
No, we do a thing called Rolling USA, and you can go to rollingusa.com. And we don't have a campaign active now, but we do one for Daytona. That's a 8-week campaign. That'll start in December this year. We do one, and of course the events in March, but you can go into the dealerships, the Harley Davidson dealerships, and register to win this motorcycle. And we picked 10 finalists, Bubba. The 10 finalists are standing on stage with me during the Jackal show. We roll the motorcycle out on the stage, and they all get to pick a key out of a bucket. And whichever one of them's key unlocks the forks and cranks it, wins a brand new Harley Davidson motorcycle.
Wow. And you do that at selective shows?
We do that in Daytona, Laconia, Milwaukee, Sturgis, and we're doing one this Saturday in Arkansas. We're right there in Rogers, Arkansas, which is it's the sister neighborhood to Bentonville, where Walmart. Have you ever been down there where Walmart headquarters is?
Nope, never have.
Check this. Walmart makes every single company that does business with them. If you do business with Walmart,
Oh, you got to fly to Bentonville.
Well, no, you also have to have a distribution
not only
center.
that, if you're a company that does business with Walmart, you have to have offices in Bentonville, Arkansas. So you'll go in, and there's a high rise for Hershey's.
For real?
I kid you, all these different companies that are vendors with Walmart have companies and business offices in Bentonville, Arkansas.
So the album hits in November. The single is Never Gets Old. We'll play it again today. We played it earlier today, and I guess I could probably just let it play the hell out of it, right? I mean, you guys are
please spread the word, man. I hope everybody enjoys it. It is something that was not planned. That's the best kind of music is when it just happens, and what an honor to work and write with Brian Johnson from AC/DC. I mean, nobody in AC/DC ever works outside their band, so it doesn't never. It doesn't go past me that I'm the lucky sumbitch that gets to have that in my back pocket.
And I don't know that, and I really don't know that Brian, honestly, Jesse, has worked with very I don't know that he's worked with anybody else. A couple maybe, but I think you're his pretty much go-to, do a collabo with. I think you are maybe one of a couple.
It's something that happens naturally because we both think alike in a lot of ways. And, people compare us because we got the raspy vocal, but make no mistake about it. I mean, when he grabs a mic and sings this Brian Johnson, my son, matter of fact, on that video I told you about that you can see on my YouTube channel. So just a little 5-minute deal just to interview with my son and Nigel and myself. But Nigel tells a little part about, when we were tracking this stuff, one of the demo tapes had Brian singing on it. And so Nigel's playing drums and he realizes I'm laying down drums to a track with Brian's voice blaring through my ear. And, it's just, you got to stop for a minute and you got to look at those moments are precious because, I camped out for 2 nights to get back in black tickets. I camped out for 2 nights to be front row to ZZ Top in 1980. I mean, I used to camp out for concert tickets for Ted Nugent. Ted was sending me pictures the other day. He was texting me photographs of him back in the 70s wearing his Coons, his little tail that he'd wear and all that stuff, his white pants and suspenders, telling me what a bad mofo he is. And because, Ted's not shy to tell you he's a bad mofo. And we were going back, and I had to remind Ted that I paid for his first house from all the T-shirts and albums I bought.
My first AC/DC concert was in 1982 for Those About to Rock in South Bend, Indiana at the ACC. And it was a Thursday night. And I was 16 years old. My mom let me drive her station wagon. I could only afford one ticket.
Oh, man.
And I went down to the Karma Records place and got one ticket, and there was like $24.99. And it was a school night. I had to beg my mom. And so I get there to the AC/DC concert, and they had this big bell, and then these 2 Hispanic men were beside me, and I didn't get high. I didn't know anything about it, and they're smoking weed, getting high as hell, wanting to give it to me. So I'm getting some like secondhand Willie, from them. And I get home. My mom goes, "Have you been smoking weed?" I knew I shouldn't have let you gone to that AC/DC concert. And I go, "No, but the 2 Hispanic men beside me were, so I might have been a little bit." And that was my first AC/DC concert, 82.
Brian's such a humble guy. We've talked about it many times. He's everything you'd want the singer of AC/DC to be. And so again, it's an honor to work with him. Matter of fact, you're giving me a hard time about this plaque too. Bubba calls and they said you got to come down to the station show. They had a big festival called Livestock that Bubba used to host.
Yeah.
And Bubba said, and I get a message that when Bubba summons you, you go, right? So I was out on tour and I had to fly down to Florida because Bubba had summons me to be down there. And I went and I called Brian and I said, "Yeah, I'm going down. Bubba's hosting this big festival. 30, 40,000 people. It's going to be mega. And I said, I got to come down and do that. I'd like to see you while I'm in town. And he goes, I'll go up there with you. He said, just come to the house and we'll go up together. And so.
And you two got on stage and did a whole, 30 or 40 minute set?
Yeah. So Bubba presents me with this plaque right there saying that we were the number one played band on the radio station that year. And it was with I Stand Alone. And so we're leaving that event. And Brian had driven us up there in a brand new Aston Martin.
Yeah,
he's a car guy.
Yeah,
and the leather smelled so incredible inside that car, but it was just a beautiful car. And we made it from his house to your festival in about 30 minutes, which normally would take an hour.
Yeah, on some back roads through Zephyr Hills, Florida, and he's driving $300,000 car at the time.
So we get finished, and Brian looks over at me and he goes, I'm thinking we head on back to the house and get some dinner and some drinks with me, son. He goes, he's ready to go. I said, okay. So we kind of duck walked out. I got photographs down at the house in the saloon of me and you and Brian that day.
I do too.
Yeah.
And you guys were both wearing Bubba hats on stage.
How cool that is.
Yeah.
And so we go out to the car, and it was, like you say, a very nice car. So we're parked out in this field behind the stage, a little ways away from everybody else, just so nobody was dinging it. And we go out and we get in the car, and it was dark out there, no lights in that backstage area. And we go out and we're in the car and we shut the doors, and these two kids come running across the field, and they're screaming, hey. And Brian rolls his window down, and they got their Back in Black CD. And they can we get your signature? Can we get your autograph? So he goes, sure. He's always a con. He goes, and sure, me son. So he pulls it down and he's signing it. And then he goes, here, and Jesse's here right here. Let's get Jesse to say. And I'm like, I'm not worthy, right?
I'm not signing a Back in Black album. I had nothing to do with.
I'm not worthy. And Brian's just such a humble guy. But so he hands them the CD back, and they take off running like Beavis and Butthead across the field, screaming and high-fiving, right?
Right.
And we sit there, and Brian the car's running, and we're just sitting in the car. Neither one of us said anything. And he just kind of looked forward, and he's just kind of staring forward for a minute. And I'm thinking something, what's he doing? And he goes, I've never understood the autograph thing. He said, I don't know who started that or where it came from. He said, and I said, well, Brian, I said, maybe from me, somebody to come and ask me. I said, I can see where you're coming from. I said, but I said, everybody can tell you where they were the day Kennedy got shot, or when we landed on the moon, or the day when Elvis died, or whatever. Anybody can tell you where they were the first time they heard Back in Black.
Yeah.
Anybody can say, this is where I was. I was at King's Gallery up in Virginia. I remember back, when 80, when it came out, and I know exactly where I was the first time I heard it. And I said, that's Grand Canyon level magnum, and he sits there and thinks about it, and he puts the car and drives.
You gotta get home. Brenda's gonna be mad at me, son. Yeah. Hey, bud. Never gets old. I'm gonna play it as soon as after we come back from stop sets. But Jesse, I love you, my friend, and as if you continue to release stuff before the album drops, let me know. And I'll play it, of course. And don't.
You've changed your cell phone number, by the way, because I was trying to.
Did I?
Wanted you to be.
Yeah, you did this year.
You changed it, and I wanted you to be the first. You were the first one ever to play Locked and Loaded.
Right.
And I was going to keep up with that tradition, and I was texting, and finally somebody texted me back and said, "Stop texting me, asshole."
My name's not Bubba. I hate him. I just texted you. I just texted you my new number. My new number, buddy.
Okay, thank you. Hey, I love you, Bubba. Thank you, man.
I love you, my man. And whatever. What's the next one that we can have you on for? Do you know what the next single is going to be?
The next single will be the title track, "Breathing Fire."
All right.
And I'm so proud. And then there's a song called "Stranded" that when it comes out that you were going to have to talk about, because it's another heavy song. But yeah, enjoy this one. It's called "Never Gets Old." You can we're doing a limited bundle of vinyl, so you can go to JesseJamesDupree.com and order a limited run of vinyl, and we got shirts and a CD and a vinyl, or however you want to package it. But go JesseJamesDupree.com, grab you a vinyl. I got to find me. I used to have a turntable, and I swear to God, I think Nigel took it to Nashville.
He did.
Because I don't have it.
He did.
But,
and he pawned it. That's my dad. The first time Lumberjack was ever played, it was on this one right here. Hey, bud, I'll be in touch. And with the new one that was Raisin, what's the new one?
Breathing Fire.
Breathing Fire. I'll get that one when you tell him I can start playing it. And we'll continue to promote it right on down the line. Okay, my friend?
Man, love, it's good to hear your voice, Bubba. Y'all crank it up. Bubba's got you going on. And come see us. Wear those Bubba Army shirts. If you don't got one or if you need a new one, get it now so you can be sporting it when Jackal comes to town. We got a bunch of dates on Jackal.
Because Jesse might just wear one. Jesse's been known to wear one on stage occasionally.
Yep.
I got him in my closet.
All right, Jess. Good talking to you, buddy.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Guys.
Jesse James.
Whatever. Everybody be cool. You be cool. All the lawsuits in the world can't silence it. More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after these words.
It was a great interview.
Well, he had the right answer.
Yeah, it's, I mean, and it was totally honest.
And I could tell he was mad about it too.
You could see he was honest, and I said, just like I said, maybe just slip right past him. He didn't know.
He said, well, he said he never enough cream.
Worked it out.
But he also said, Bubba, he gave them the logo.
Bye, Jay.
See you guys.
Bye, Jay.
Bye, Jay.
See you, buddy.
We still got one more break, but we're just
we're
gonna.
freaking out.
Oh, I can stay.
With the break.
No, we're just all we're doing is saying goodbye to him.
I'm holding 820 over, so it'll still be on 820.
Okay.
Do you have those pictures on your back screen, Bubba?
No, but I gotta find them. I have a picture box that they're in, and it's Brian Johnson wearing a Bubba hat.
I mean, how cool is that?
On stage. It's pretty cool. I gotta get that.
If you give him that box of photos, he could probably convert them all to digital.
Yeah, I think yeah.
Just easier than. Well, maybe you should check them first.
No, I think.
I'm just kidding.
You're right. Before I hand out boxes of shit.
Before you hand out boxes of photos.
True.
I'll look for it for you.
Great point, buddy. How was the game yesterday?
It was awesome. It was really nice. It was, I think the crowd likes Baker.
Hey, I mean, how can you not? I mean, he's 2-0.
I can't believe that's his first 2-0 season.
He doesn't make a lot of mistakes. He's not gonna lose the game for you. He may not win it for you, but he ain't gonna lose it for you at this point.
Right.
I think expectations were unrealistic at Cleveland, and that he even got him to the playoffs that year is incredible. And then the rest of it's just journeyman bullshit.
Yeah.
Now he's got a team that he could actually get behind, and the team get behind him. I think he's got a chance here.
I think I agree with you 100%.
He's also interesting enough. He fills the stadium with people. That's good. Jonesy, I don't know if I call him an ass bucket. I don't think he's had really a good offensive line or any good receivers. I mean, give him a chance. He'll pass to Godwin. But if you don't keep Mike Evans in the game, he may just check himself out by game 3 or 4. So I'm glad he's got Evans in here. I'm more concerned with him getting injured, to be honest, Jonesy, because he puts himself out there. What's up, J.K. Bosteka? Or J.
Do you want me to hook up
Kosteka?
like a
J.
little
Kosteka?
red light on the console that lights up when it's time? Like when it's...
No, I know. I knew where it was.
I know, Jonesy.
But
But he didn't have a great Panthers team. He came in the middle of like all those
stations will dump
quarterback
off.
issues. It's
No,
not
I'm going to call over 820.
Yeah, but
I think they get a relay closer, so they probably hold off.
yeah, it's my fault.
You're right, Camper Scott. I don't think anyone would have had a chance with Carolina when he was playing there. Too much drama in and out of the locker room. I think he's got grit, thuggish, ruggish nerd. I like that. Too many quarterbacks who step out of bounds rather than stick their head down.
That's right.
It's funny. People have some pretty strong opinions about him. But that also makes for a good draw. You either hate him, come because you hate him, or come because you love him.
Turnovers.
Yeah. I'm, like, there was that one play where he could have forced it into the end zone. He threw it out of the end zone. And I'm like, that was brilliant. Smart. Throw it away.
Yeah, he was getting second. Yeah.
They're right outside the end zone. It's perfect. We got the field goal. It's fine. I think 3 or 4 years ago, he would have tried to force a touchdown and throw an interception right there.
Oh, yeah. It was so much college mentality that probably it would have worked then.
Everyone's as fast as the other guy now. That's the difference in the NFL, you know.
Did lose. Oh dear.
God, Jonesy, you got some pretty strong opinions, buddy. You're right, Camper Scott again. Holyoke Joe. You know, Jonesy, he's got that Heisman curse he's got to overcome.
We got a lot to do. Let's go.
To all the FTEs out there, he salutes you. He salutes you.
Loving it.
And hopes you don't get herpes from a lot lizard.
Something's wrong with me.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
Bubba.
This happens every once in a while when I have an interview especially with Jesse. I just have to be more mindful and not run over. I don't know how many stations even still have us. They probably all left at 10, which is, I don't blame them. It's my fault. I think AM 820 still has us just because Macho Man is Macho Man and he runs that place too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll keep you on. Piss off Bruce a lot. Oh, yeah. So
nobody cares about that other show.
Yeah. So anyway, I think 1031 and all the Orlando stations stay with us as well. So thank you for staying with us. I'm so sorry we're late. And if you want to go catch our podcast, we're getting ready to record a podcast right now. It'll be available in our podcasting world today at noon. Also on our locals page within Rumble. Anywhere you get your podcasting, iTunes, iHeart, Spotify, Google Play, type in The Bubba Army Podcast, and you'll see the latest episode. What are we?
906.
We're like on our 1000th. We should do something, don't you think?
Yes.
All right. So we're like at 906 and stuff. Okay. Cool. We'll see you guys over there. Jay, thank you.
My pleasure.
We'll see you guys later today on the podcast or tomorrow. Have a great day.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge.
Co-host and show historian, Lummox.
Co-host, Anna Hummel.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire, of Council.
Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Rhett, the Filthy Ginger video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
And for everything else, go to thebubbaarmy.com.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.